happened? I can hear that.
The Big Switch.
It's so big.
Satisfaction. Satisfaction. Bro, did you see how big that switch was?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Six Balls Deeper Than Ever Before with The Big Switch and your host, Pat, Andy, and Travis.
The Big Switch, it's here.
The Big Switch.
The biggie of all switches, dude. Here it comes.
Yeah, what's going on? We're still on a little bit of.
Oh, the chat. It's working. Look at that already, dude. It's a little bit. It's way more logged out than.
Yeah, are we a little bit
I'm
behind
gonna
here?
have to do a titties test here because I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah.
It's way logged out. The chat. We'll see.
Oh, okay. We're zoning in now.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And it goes
Hey.
away. What the hell?
Well, good evening to all our ball stars out there. My name's Travis, and these are my co-hosts Patrick and Andy Boy.
Hello.
We got a great show coming up for you guys tonight. Some killer topics, including, but not limited to, the 2035 electrical vehicle push,
Ooh.
the gray alien conspiracy, and Thai food. So stay tuned.
Hey,
In
knows.
one way or another, man, it's all connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a big human centipede.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I call front.
Yeah. Yeah. Never tacos before
Before
scuba.
scuba. I made that joke this weekend, dude.
Oh, Demetrius Martin,
Love
fucking
it.
monster, legend. Yeah, let me do a titty test just because.
Well, I need to figure out how I make a comment. I don't know. My phone is so ancient.
Boomer, dude. Boomed.
It's not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's
see.
probably because I'm not using it through the app. I'm going through the.
Yeah, holy crap. It's got like my first and last name. It's like showing on the chat. What the hell's going on here? It's kind of a lot, don't you think?
They're doxing you.
Yes, bro. Oh, look at this! Whoa, dude!
Titty
See,
test.
everybody's got. Everybody's got their real YouTube on there.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, we
Dude.
know who you are now.
And then the real Greg Hill just puts his fucking screen name as his real name on YouTube. I love it.
You gotta
dude.
fucking hand it to the guy, man.
Good show.
You kind of do.
He's you know,
You kind of. You kind of.
you kind of do.
Kind of.
Emphasis on the kind of.
I don't like to give him credit too often, but every once in a while
Yeah.
you kind of have to, you know. So that's what I'm kind of saying.
Yeah, you don't want to give him credit too often or even at all, ever. But
You have to. Sometimes.
yeah, let's just not.
You know, credit earned is credit
Yeah. Greg's a good
not
guy.
given though. You can't give
Most
it
of the
out.
time.
They got to earn it.
Earn credits
Yeah.
by doing time. Hard time.
Hard time.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a movie called Hard Time?
Hard time at Richmond High.
Fast.
Fast Time.
Yeah, I know.
Fast.
Trying to be entertaining for the folks on YouTube.
I'm pretty sure there was a movie called Hard Time, and it had that dude from Without a Paddle in it, and he was like a prisoner.
Dak.
And then it had Job. I'm pretty sure Job was in it.
Joke.
Yeah,
Oh, I
from
never saw that one.
Arrested
Well,
Development.
the guy with the $300 suit's gonna try to tell me. Come
Come on.
on!
yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy in the 400.
Yeah, you're
I
talking
love
about
that
$5,000 suit.
Yeah.
It's always money in the banana stand.
Always is money in the banana stand, really.
Well,
Let's dive right into this shit. Welcome to
Yeah,
YouTube,
we-
everybody.
welcome to fucking YouTube.
Dude, wait, just
Yeah.
by the way, do you guys got
feels
some
weird.
dust on your guys' camera or something? I'm looking fuzzy. I know.
We're
I'm
looking a little
high.
foggy, huh?
I'm a little high.
We
but-
have not been hotboxing the ball shack, so
Yeah, no, hold on. Let me check this out.
Yeah, with cigar smoke.
I'm gonna have my roadside crew member here really
Okay.
get up in there. He's a professional, folks. Do not
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh yeah.
attempt what you're seeing.
I'm not
on your
sure if that
screens.
helped or not, but we tried.
Wow. Oh, I should do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
six,
I haven't even got up
7,
yet.
8, 9.
I don't
We're
know.
long, we're long
Yeah,
time
dude,
behind.
look at that. We're like 20, 30 seconds because you're just now getting up.
What a trip, dude.
Tripped. Yeah.
YouTube's. Yo, what?
I just
what
saw Travis's eyeball for
What
the
was
first time.
that?
See?
Last
That was you.
Yeah, that's crazy. That guy's got crazy looking eyes attached to his head. Yeah,
Alright.
let's give a quick rundown of one more time why we did the switch, and
Yeah.
that was because Twitch sucks. So moving forward, how was everybody's fucking week, dude? Pat, where are you at right now?
I'm in my house. But
It looks like you're in a castle.
yeah, this is Disneyland's Castle at Night, like right where the fire shows was going on, fireworks
Oh.
show. So yeah, I had a pretty busy weekend. I didn't really have that great. I mean, too busy of a week last week, but Friday worked in Hollywood, and then I went out Friday night, Ended up hitting a pool party on Saturday for like 6 or 7 hours. Do I look a little bit more golden? Do I look like a cookie? Do I look a little more tan?
I couldn't tell if that was the tanning bed or the actual sun's rays.
There's both. See, I'm mixing it up, dude. I'm like a mixed light. I'm a mixed light kind of guy. Just like, you know.
I'm gonna go with you're a little bit fuzzy too.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Really? You're fuzzy.
Yeah, fuzzy. Wuzzy was a bit.
No, dude, you're looking more Italian with each passing day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say mozzarella. Say mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Yeah, it's pretty Italian.
Just for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay,
good.
so anyways, Saturday after pool parties, when the real party started, I went and saw quite possibly some of the best musicians I've ever heard in my life in a band called Polyphia. They have these two guitarists who absolutely shred like no other. They're an instrumental band, no singing. So it's all about just the music. It's all about their art. Their drummer is absolutely insane. But their two guitarists are
literally.
stupid. Yeah, he's literally insane on the drums.
It's
Just
just
kind of goes
fuck-
crazy.
Oh. So not literally.
But yeah, dude, they covered. I think it's called "Domination" by Pantera. As an encore song.
Yeah.
And yeah, it
No
was good.
singing.
No singing. They had the very first song they had some special guests come out, which they didn't announce who it was. At the end, and I was like, "Well, I don't know who this guy is," but he came out with the trumpet. He came out with the trumpet and was like basically
really?
like doing like an extra singing, like kind of singing through the trumpet, if that makes any sense, you know?
Yeah, dude. So wait, what's the name? Polythium?
Polyphia.
What does that mean?
I have,
Is that like a
I have
fucking
no clue
some
what
kind
that
of
means.
disorder? Like,
My, I have no clue what it means, but they're
Hmm.
brilliant musicians. They even have a song where they pulled out electric acoustics and played like they had like some like Spanish vibes to them. They have like a lot of it's just different. It's not just like heavy metal. They play all their shit clean. So they don't have a distortion on their guitar. So it's not like crunchy at all. It's all because all the new progressive metal bands now stop playing with distortion. And my theory is because it's harder to play without distortion, especially when you're playing crazier notes and faster notes, so that you can hear all their fuck ups more and clean. So they have to play better while on clean. And
I like it.
so these guys took it to the next level and played it on acoustic. An acoustic is like, and if you're speed picking on an acoustic and you're doing sweeps and you're doing crazy shit like that, it's very, very difficult to do. So,
Are they Hispanic?
no,
Because like Hispanic motherfuckers get those 12-string guitars, and
they go hard, huh?
they're so talented. It's incredible. I've never really seen anybody besides like old Mexican dudes just tearing it up. You know, I've never seen like a young dude tearing it up, but
Yeah.
Guitar is
Pretty
a
phenomenal.
Spanish instrument.
Is it really?
really,
Hails
there?
from Spain. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Elena Avalor.
I mean, you can make arguments for things like the
Ibanez.
lute. Like the lute were precursors, but the actual guitar itself is from Spain.
That's cool. I didn't know that. A little history
Jimi
lesson.
Hendrix,
Yes, so
Spanish.
we're all culturally
Stevie Ray
appropriated.
Vaughan, Texas, all Hispanic.
España.
The opening band was from Germany, I think.
Daewoo,
Somewhere.
Daewoo Lamos.
They're called Unprocessed, and they were like they play with distortion and then they scream. They had like a lot of like ups and downs because the singer wanted to like sing clean and like do nice harmonies. So they would have like breaks where like the whole band would break down and it would just be like a slow part, and then I know they go into like a heavy part and they'd just be like up and down roller coaster. And then at one point in the night, someone threw a blow up doll into the crowd, and they were throwing it around the crowd. And I swear to God, you looked over and you thought it was a real person, like right at first glance. And they're doing like
out of the corner
they're
of your
doing
eye,
like
you see somebody like
yeah, literally cartwheels over
great.
it. I'll see if I can find the video and send it to
That'd be fun. That'd be
Six
brutal.
Balls Deep, dude. But
Yeah,
it was
epic.
absolutely hilarious. We had some dude stage dive in. They were crowd surfing people. It was at the Fonda Theater in Hollywood. It's
Wow.
super dope
champion
theater.
champion of valor to the guy who bought the blow up doll.
Yeah, for
I'm
real.
sure.
Huh?
Fuck yeah, he probably had it in his car.
Yeah. It's like, actually, I've got the perfect thing for this occasion.
So my girlfriend,
Yeah.
throws it in there.
No. Her name's
Man.
Buffy. Be gentle.
Got out of the concert at 11 o'clock. Drove straight to Anaheim because it was time for Disneyland in the morning. We got there.
Fuck yeah.
We literally got into the park at like 7:50, and we had to got stopped at like after you got in, you get stopped at a certain point, and you have to wait until 8 o'clock. So like we were literally at the opening of the park, and we didn't leave until 11:30. We had like a full ass 15 hour day at Disneyland. But luckily our hotel was across the street, so we were able to take 2 breaks and go over there, and it was only like a 25-minute walk there and back to get in. Like the line, there was really no lines. It was pretty cool.
Patty Boy, can you describe this crew to me that you're rolling with?
Describe the crew
Just,
to
just
you.
like a surface level.
Oh,
not go
Toasty!
deep into
Toasty
doxing.
Music that is in our chat every once in a while. I was with Toasty,
Alright.
And then I was
Got it.
with 2 of his friends that I've never met before, and then
Okay,
his
so like
girlfriend.
personality types. Like, give us personality types. Are they like,
Super cool
I like-
guys.
fuck yeah?
Very
that's
laid
descriptive.
back.
Great.
Very laid
So
back.
so four 30-year-old men. That's
One
kinda
one
what I was
one
doing.
dude was wearing aviators from World War II. So he was
Irrelevant.
he's a historian. He traveled the
Gotcha.
world.
He's a historian.
He travels the
Yes,
world.
we're getting
He
places.
taught English. The other guy helps kids who are like 16 to 10 or 6 to 10 years old, and he does like just community service and like work where he helps like after school and like troubled youth and whatnot.
So you
he's
got
a good
one
guy.
aviator wearing world traveling historian.
But
and
he's
one-
also a DJ, the aviator guy, and he works for a company that promotes
What?
DJs. Yeah.
That guy sounds like the coolest fucking guy I've ever heard of.
He's
dude. What's his name?
pretty cool guy. His name is Doug.
His name's Doug.
Yeah. He kind of looks like you look for a shorter version of you. Like he has a stash too. You know, kind of like
Mhm.
yeah.
Sounds fucking pretty cool, dude.
yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
He was cool. They were cool
like-
guys.
Yeah.
Like that. That's
Sounds
pretty
sounds
cool.
like I would dig Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other guy is just the other guy sounds almost too nice for me to be friends
No,
with.
he's
Sounds
really
like a
cool.
really genuinely good guy.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
It was a good time.
So I'm not a very good guy.
Wait, have you guys ever
Yeah.
seen Phantasma or is it Fantasia or whatever? the hell it's called?
Fantasia?
Yeah. Have you?
Uh-huh.
Did you see it?
Mm,
you were there
yeah,
last?
it's full of satanic and Illuminati messages.
Oh
but
my
yeah,
god,
I've
you're
seen
gonna
that.
pull that out here.
I
Dude,
mean, but
they-
isn't everything?
They fucking pull like 150-foot fucking Pirates of the Caribbean ship through this fucking water. It's literally a canal like the size of my street outside. And these
Mhm.
and it's literally 200 feet high, and they're having like fucking sword battles on there and shit. It was wild. It was
it's on a track, probably.
It has to be on a track, but it's still humongous
Mhm.
and dope.
That's what she said.
He doesn't believe in magic.
Yeah, I believe in magic.
Now, what does that have to do with magic?
There was-
I mean, you ever seen the Panama Canal? There's ships way larger than that
Yeah,
going
they do.
through
Wow.
a way tighter space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing, but they use tracks. There's like tracks that guide them through in a series of, like, I think tugs pull them along,
Mm.
and then obviously like
They have
there's
to have
locks
multiple
with it.
tracks because they were pulling different like ships. They had like these like little square docks where like Beauty and the Beast was dancing, and then they had like Cinderella dancing over here with somebody else, and they had like 4 or 5 of them that are on
Well, this
different
ones
like
might not be
angles
on
and whatnot. But there's no,
They
it
could-
didn't look like there was no one driving them because everybody I saw was
Mhm.
fucking dancing.
Fucking dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, everything in the park is on tracks.
yeah,
Like
that's true.
all the rides are on tracks. Like
Yeah.
everything. I mean, you know what I mean. So it's not crazy to think that it might be. And even you got to think like they're not driving the boats in the fucking what do you call it? The Jungle Cruise.
No, yeah.
Or
yeah.
when we used to. I mean, Jaws probably ain't even a thing anymore. But I remember as a kid going to Universal, it was like fucking Jaws or whatever the hell. And the shark comes out at the same spot every time. In the boats. So,
Yeah, not as cool as you remember it, probably.
probably
But,
it probably got dated.
Andy boy, you went on Rise of the Resistance.
Yes, I did.
That was a dope experience. Something I've never had in any amusement park ever. It's like
Explain.
there's different stages to it. So like you walk into like the first I don't forget what's the ship called that you walk in the beginning.
Oh, I
That-
don't. It's from
Ak-
the new Star Wars shit
Akbar
that I
is
don't like.
that Akbar up there driving it?
It's some wannabe Akbar.
Yeah, so you're in this ship and like you're driving through space and like you're getting chased and out of nowhere it's called a Star Destroyer, right? Those big ass ones. Is that what it was? What's
Yes.
The, yeah. So the Star Destroyer basically pulls you into their ship, and then the same door you came into, like the whole thing must have went down underneath the ground because workers, real people, run in What are Imperials? Aren't they? What are the bad guys?
Yeah,
called?
the Empire.
The Empire,
the
yeah.
Empire.
So the Empire runs in. There's actual like workers that run in there and kidnap you and hold like the whole group hostage, and they pull you through this whole like area where like they have like all these real fucking stormtroopers lined up, like in their lines where they're all boxed up, and then you get pulled into the cell, and you're supposed to have Kylo Ren's supposed to be questioning you, and as he leaves to question you, and he said he was going to come back. Someone comes through this trap door, part of the resistance, is like, hey, I'm here to save you. Like a real person acting out. It's like, here, I'm here to save you. Like, and we rush into like these crazy little box mobiles.
It's a real person.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not,
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No, it's a
allegedly
real
fake.
person. No, same people who pull you out of the ship. There's 5 people that walk onto the ship in dressed out
coolest jobs
costume.
in Disneyland.
Yeah. So then, as you leave, it's one of the coolest things. You look up and you see Kylo Ren's lightsaber go through the top of the ceiling, and it like comes. You can see it, and it like burns a hole in the top of the ceiling as we're
It's like
running
you're
out.
not escaping.
Yeah, as you're escaping.
And you see
Yeah,
it, like, come down.
fucking cool. And then you get on these box cars, Travis. Might be the coolest thing ever. They're only like these little squares. The balls, they must be on like wheels that are balls because
It's got to be magnetized.
They
'cause
can
there's
go.
No
they can
rails.
spin. There's no rails. It's on a flat surface, and they can
Glossy.
spin. Glossy, and like the way that ships and everything moves, it's like it's wild. It's really cool. But anyways, you're fleeing Kylo Ren, but at one point he like grabs you and he like force pulls you into him in your car, and then and then out of nowhere something smashes into the side of the ship, and there's this like big hot wind explosion in your face that blows you back, and then you get out of the whole ship. You go like through like this drop down process, and then you like exit and you get back home, and then you get to this point where it turns into an animation ride. So you're in the same square ship, and you walk and you get into this point, and then the whole screen comes up, kind of like Star Tours, like those animation rides. And then you go through this whole like ship scene where it feels like you're really dropping, and you're really fucking going through like the escaping of the Imperials. And then finally you land, and then like and that's the end of the ride. But like I said, it's stages, and there was like real people, and then there was animation, and then there was a ride, and then there was a ship we were in, and then we got caught, hostage. It was just a really, really cool experience that it probably lasted 10-15 minutes. So it was like
That's what I'm wondering. That
it was
my
a
question.
long, and we used a lightning pass, which I think my buddy knew some people who worked for Disneyland, and they added 2 lightning passes to our account per person, and we walked in and waited for 10 minutes to go on Rise of the Resistance, which usually I think it's like an hour and a half, 2-hour wait. But
That's
dude,
crazy. That
one of
you
the
go
coolest
to
things
go
ever.
Wait 2 hours just standing in a line to ride something for 5 minutes. Fuck yeah, I'm almost to that stage.
But if you're a
My kids are
fanboy,
gonna be wanting to go. My
you're gonna
daughter
have a
already
good
does.
time.
Yeah, I'll have to go. I enjoy that shit. I'm not a super fanboy. I mean, I like all the I like the original Tridge, and then I like the next. What is it? The next 3, I think.
Mm-hmm, the prequels.
Yeah, the ones that came out when we were young. Yeah, cool,
Yeah.
dude. Good shit. All this new stuff.
Shout
It's
out.
just. I have watched The Mandalorian. I've watched Boba Fett. I dig it. I like them. They're not. Boba Fett seemed like it's nowhere near like The Mandalorian, I would say, but it's okay. It's something to watch, I guess. It's not like The Office or something great,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's not fucking
Yeah.
great, but
It's not The Office, folks. You heard it here.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, dude, there's still. It's still woke, but
Cyclops.
the ride, it was still sick. The ride was sick. And the whole Star Wars land, it got bigger from the last time I went. I went like 2 years ago, and it was like not even close to what it is now. And there's a bunch. The cantina is super cool.
Cantina was dope.
That sounds amazing. That's the one. I definitely want to go there and check it out. Even though I'm not a fan of the newer movies, I'm a big fan of like I don't know. I guess you could say like environments, like cool settings.
And they've got the Falcon,
It's
dude.
neat.
Yeah.
It's just
The
like,
aluminum
The
Falcon.
aluminum Falcon just sitting right there for the taking.
Dude, I still fuck with Star Tours. That's a good ride. I don't care what anybody says, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
You don't care?
No, I don't care what anybody says.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of
Nobody
weird
said-
because they have like Star Tours is in Tomorrowland, but then Star Wars Land is like on the other side of the park. So then like, it's like the outcast of the Star Wars rides because it's not in the Star Wars Land.
Mhm. Yeah, it was before. It was the OG.
So, gee. We
I
rode
don't think I've been on
twice.
that either.
It was a 5-minute wait. Just went back 2 times real quick
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
different ones you can get. It's not the same.
What day of the week was this?
Yeah, or Sunday, dude. We were
Sunday?
We were
Damn.
popping, bro. We had our longest wait was Pirates, and it was like 25 minutes. And then everything else we had Genie, so we were like planning ahead. We had like we would know which ride we got on. It told us what time we would go to that ride. Get on. Once we got onto the ride, we would Genie the next ride, and like we just
Wait a minute. Did you guys have one of those scooters?
No. Oh my buddy did.
Your buddy had a scooter.
What's a scooter?
Life hack.
Explain to me.
A life hack.
Yeah.
A life hack?
Yeah.
What's a
just,
scooter?
Just hurt
Scooter
your,
me.
It's
Scoots
an
knowledge over my
electronic
mind.
scooter. All you gotta do is hurt your foot.
Like a 2-wheel scooter or like one of the 4
I think it's a
sit-down ones?
3-wheel actually.
Like a rascal, bro.
I think it's- I
No,
think
there's
there's
people
2 in
just
the back,
driving
1 in the
around on
front.
those now at Disneyland.
Hell yeah, dude.
I feel like as a kid, I mean, maybe there was, but I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember seeing people
It was
just
nice
riding
because
around on
I
a
would
scooter.
lean on the scooter as we were walking, and then like it was he couldn't feel it because it was motorized, so I was just like every once in a while, just you get tired, you just lean up on the scooter. He was the mule. He had like all the drinks in the front cage. He had all the backpacks in the front cage, so we didn't have to like carry anything. He was carrying them all.
So
That's pretty
invite
dope.
your disabled friend to the park.
Yeah, well,
That's
you
what you're
know,
saying.
Hell yeah.
sometimes you bring things to the table that you know are unexpected.
Yeah, what qualifies you to be an injured individual? What are the pre-qualifications for obtaining a mule?
I don't
Yeah.
think you will.
Or a
If
scooter.
you have, but for the electronic wheelchairs, you got to pay $80. So you can just go in there and say you're hurt. They don't have to examine you. They just give you.
What?
Yeah, it's $80, dude.
Oh man.
They got unlimited. They got a
So
bunch
it's
of.
$80 to not have to wait.
No, you still have to wait.
Yeah.
Um,
So now you're just in line with a person on a rascal.
Yeah, but I think.
I don't know how they get through the haunted
What
mansion
the
fucking.
fuck?
Yeah, well, we got.
They have a different line, huh? They
Well,
have
yeah, well,
different
there's one
lines.
time where when we went on to the Incredibles, the roller coaster in California Adventure.
Okay.
That was the only time when we got super special treatment because we went through the lightning line and then they were like, okay, don't go to there, you're going over here. And we went through a separate gate and we went like directly to the other side of the roller coaster where everybody was getting loaded onto. And they were like, where do you guys want to sit at? And we're like, what? And then like we had to wait like 2 cars to go by and then they let us go on the next one. And it was like 5 minutes max.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
So yeah, it was cool. We had definitely some amenities that were
Who was hurt? Was it the cool DJ guy?
yeah,
Doug?
Toasty, not Doug, the other cool DJ guy, Toasty.
Oh, they're both DJs?
Yeah,
Really, bro? DJ.
yeah.
Do they battle? They
I don't
fucking.
know. I think they're
Wicka,
friends.
wicka, wicka, what?
They were both DJing on that boat, Toasty.
Not. But I mean, DJ battle. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're friends. He said.
I think they're cool.
Like
Well, yeah.
turf battle.
Yeah, but you don't want to
Yeah, I know what
Kill
you mean.
hurt
Well, that's
them,
fucking sick, dude. Sounds like Disneyland's pretty cool. How much did it cost the whole trip? As far as like just Disneyland's concerned, obviously
Okay.
not.
$200 for a ticket, $150 for the
Hookers.
hotel, and then while I was at Disneyland, parking was like $50, and then
150 each of you guys for
Yeah,
the hotel, or
yeah,
150 total?
each. I was just talking about my contributions, what I paid.
Oh,
So it's $350, then plus $50 for parking at the hotel that was right across the street for the 3 days. So $400, and then at the park, dude, at Cantina it was like for 8 drinks or 8 to 10 drinks, it was $200. It was like $20 a pop on those drinkies. I probably spent $150 on. I probably spent $150, maybe $200 on food and drinks throughout the time. So we're at $600 total.
We were at
600,
600 until you bought food and drinks, so now you're at 750 probably.
Yeah, so around there. But
So and that's a single man.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're just
but
4
I'm like,
guys
I'm
romping
Disneyland,
around.
but hold on. But Disneyland's a family establishment. It's geared towards families and children,
Allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah.
And they don't check your
Right.
cantinas
So
either. You
so
just
that's
pay
what
whatever
I
you
mean.
want.
That's what they used to be geared towards anyway. That's the idea. So if you were to take a family of let's say 4, now you're looking at what?
Well, if you pack all
It-
your food and you can keep it in an ice chest, you can roll that around, then you can save a lot of money that way. If you bring in your
Yeah, if you don't
drinks,
count the cost of food at all. What
Yeah.
if you just pretend since you bought it at home it doesn't count?
Well, but
it doesn't
it'd be
cost
like
them.
$40 compared to $200 is a lot different.
Okay. And then so 4 tickets is $800.
I don't know when you buy as a family and there's kid. I don't know if there's kid prices. I didn't really look into any of that. So
Yeah,
Oh, I
certain
bet there's
kids
probably
get in
kid
free
prices.
under 2, I think.
Certain kids.
Under 2 years old. Or
We're
free,
cashing
something like
Under 2 is free, though.
that, I believe.
Fuck yeah.
yeah, little buddy, we're getting cash too.
Fuck yeah. 2's young. Can you even go to Disneyland at 2?
Seems
Yeah,
like
you're
there's
looking-
nothing
what
you
can
can
you
do.
If you don't get a
you
hotel,
doing
Travis,
at
you're probably
2,
looking at like 1,000 to 1,500 for the whole trip for the whole family.
That sounds like a fucking fun time right there.
Woo!
Hell yeah, dude. 1,600 if you want a churro.
Happiest place on earth.
Yeah, it's the
Best churro ever.
best churro.
There is a
ever,
lot to
dude.
do though. But I got the park hopper pass. You can just get.
Well,
Disney
yeah, it's an
passes, so
amusement park.
It's like $40 less a ticket or $50 less a ticket.
And you guys jammed for like 10 hours.
Dude, 10. It was literally 14 or 15. We got there at 8. We left at
8?
11:30.
At 11:30? Oh my
15
god.
hours. 15 and a
It's
half
fucking
hours.
nuts.
Yeah, we went hard.
But you guys went back to your hotel a couple times or what?
Yeah, we went back twice. We went back once for 30 minutes and then once for 10 minutes, just to grab.
10 minutes?
Yeah, just to grab some drink.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, like I said, they don't check the cantinas. You can bring in like a hydro flask or like one of those metal like Yetis, and
Allegedly.
we had allegedly we had one full of tequila, and we were
Allegedly.
making mixed drinks
That's crazy. That's
in
really
the park.
cool.
Yeah, it was
You were
cool.
making mixed drinks in the park?
Yeah, because
You
you
weren't
just
just,
go
like,
get
taking
a Diet
shots?
Coke and then you just pour it in your drink, and then you can
Whoa.
walk around with alcohol because they serve alcohol there. So what? At California Adventure, that is. Yeah, that's the only. But Disneyland, it's only in the cantina.
So Cantina serves alcoholic beverages,
The only
but
place
no,
in Disneyland, yep, that serves alcohol.
and you can't take them outside.
Nope, you can only have 2 max. You get 45 minutes in the cantina, 2 per person max. You can't. Get
I wish they had pig guards standing there like. oh,
Yeah, that'd have been sick.
Instead, it's just like some.
They had a
up-here
robot
feminist.
DJ though. Yeah.
They only have They have a time limit on how long. You can
Yeah,
be in
because people
Cantina?
It's
want
packed.
to go there, dude. People
It's
want to
packed.
go.
It's
and
the only place that serves booze.
It's probably only occupancy of 100 people max, so it's like you have to. We've had to. My buddy scheduled at 7 p.m. on Sunday. On Saturday, he got us reservations for Sunday at 7 p.m. Like you had to like plan ahead. Super.
Boys.
Yeah, you have to
I
check
think
in.
I know what we're doing. We're opening a cantina
A cantina in
Yeah.
the ball shack.
in the ball
Yeah.
shack, bro. Right
Yeah.
here.
Andy can do all the
Fucking-
music.
Hell yeah, dude. A cantina. I don't understand what the big deal is. This sounds awesome. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
dude, liquor licenses. Psh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Diet Coke and tequila. Hell yeah.
you
Great.
know,
When we're charging
alcohol,
that much?
tobacco, and firearms.
We're charging that much, dude. We'll have a liquor license in no time.
Uh-huh. Liquor
Yeah.
in the front, poker in the back. You know.
Yeah,
I definitely
right
decided to
over here.
splurge a little bit over the weekend.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also paid
Cool.
$50 to go to a pool in Hollywood for 6 hours.
That's not.
It was on
A
top of
great decision,
the West Hollywood Hotel though. It's pretty.
But it's a party. You're saying you went to a pool party.
It was kind of a party. Like there was a DJ. It was like kind of just chill music, but there was a bar and like there was a bunch of hot chicks around. So like yeah, it was a party.
Actually, just sounds like yeah.
So it was just a pool in a hotel that cost money.
Yeah,
to
but I
go
had
to,
I
and
had
then
nothing
it's
to
like
do
club.
because I didn't have a hotel. I had to leave at 11 a.m. and then my concert was at 9 p.m. I had nothing to do for that time, and I was like, well, it's a nice ass day. I was like $50. I was like, fuck it. I just paid $50, and then I was like, I got a pool for 6 hours now.
Do you think those girls were there staying at the hotel, or were they? Paid
lot
to
of
be
them
there
were.
as decoration.
I
No.
wanted to see Pat.
Yeah, exactly. They knew I was coming. You had to if you stayed at the hotel, you can go to the pool for free, but obviously I didn't stay there.
But what I'm saying is, do you think they were guests, or were they paid to be there as decorations?
Oh, god damn! There was one chick that was there literally tanning for like
Yeah.
9 hours. It was crazy.
She was tanning for 9
yeah, I
hours.
was like, she was definitely dark. It was just like-
Valentina probably thinks that they were there for decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Valentina
probably.
Shevchenko.
Shevchenko?
Dude, there was this one dude. I don't know if he was European or what, but he like got in the pool at like noon, and he like put his goggles on, and he had like fucking like a headset on, like to go swimming, and this fool was like kicking laps in the middle. Everybody has like drinks, just chilling on the edge of the pool, and this fool's kicking at the surface.
He's
of
just
it,
Michael Phelps.
splashing people left. Yeah, and he was like doing full laps down the fucking pool as everybody's just like. And then one dude came up to me, he's like, "I've seen a lot of things here, dude, but I've never seen anybody do laps. So props to you, brother." But he He was cool. I talked to him.
Guten Tag, I
He's a
hast
nice
good.
Wait, so did you do this with your boys, or did you just go solo?
That was solo. So
Wow, dude, that's
Sat-
fucking.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Saturday wasn't solo. I was solo for the first like 2 or 3 hours, and then my buddy came to join me at the pool. But if he wasn't coming, I was gonna stay at the pool as long as I could.
You were scouting. You were
Yeah.
a scout.
Yeah, I was doing
Were
my
you
thing.
were you throwing them back while you were in the pool?
Yeah, I had a couple of beers. I had a pretty good
So-
weekend. I was getting. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, did you once you got out of the pool, did you feel it a lot more heavy?
Oh yeah,
That's
dude!
u-
I
that's
got down.
usually
I
what
got down
happens.
the elevator. I was like, oh shit! I
Yeah.
gotta eat. Dude.
Going down and going up. All right.
But then, like
Yeah.
right when I felt that, I started. I pounded water for like 5 hours until the concert, and then I kept pounding water at the concert. I had one beer, and then I was fine.
Water doesn't work that
Recovered.
much, but it just prevents hangover
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hydrates you.
and hydrates
Good
you, but it doesn't
hydration.
really. So
I had like I
faster.
probably put down like almost 3/4 gallon in like 5 hours. I was just chugging,
That's good.
peeing everywhere.
Nice. All right.
How about you, Andy boy?
Uh,
Yeah, I had a long week, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
so Patty boy, I did send you a quick picture.
Oh shit!
um,
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I can have another story to lead in while you pull that up, but
Wait, where on Google?
I sent it on text, but I can send it to the Gmail as well.
This one of your balls?
Oh, I got you.
It's in the text thread.
No, that's not good.
But if you notice that I'm a little sluggish this evening, I'm a little lackluster. That's because just as First Light's dawn was breaking and splashing its golden essence across the valley,
Okay.
I was in the vineyard this morning
Mhm.
harvesting grapes.
Yeah.
So kicking off this Labor Day episode at the crack of dawn. We're right balls deep in harvest season right now. So
Right on.
pick them grapes, threw them in the crusher, got them nice and pressed out, got everything cleaned, and we're on the road to making some delicioso wine.
Excellent. Looking forward to tasting some of that. That'll be fun.
It was quite a warm one.
Isn't it beautiful in the morning? I've never been on a winery in the morning, but even working every morning and being up at dawn, it's nice. Like there's like if you can take the time to just sit there for a second, kind of look around, it's usually nicer.
Mhm.
It's just nice.
It's
Nice.
lovely to be on the road when it's
Yes.
dark.
Nice.
It's lovely to get out of work
Mhm.
early and still have some of an afternoon left.
Tell me more about that. It sounds nice.
But in other news, this guy, he
Can't be
cannot be
canceled.
canceled.
Can't be canceled, baby.
He can't be canceled.
Can't be cancelled.
Hell yeah, America. These killers don't run.
Slight deviation from the previous announcement. You know, you gotta roll with the punches, and sometimes music industry is harsh, but the show must go on, and
And sooner. Too.
this show is going on sooner
Yeah.
than originally planned. So we
Yeah.
are moving the show from 5 to 7 p.m. to 2:30 to 4:30. So it's going to be more of an afternoon show. But the upside there is the restaurant will be open,
Yeah, that is the upside.
so you can
Well,
sit down
unless
and
the
have a
food
nice
sucks.
meal. No, it's
Is it
delicious winery food. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
What,
top
cheese?
notch.
Crackers?
top notch. Oh, when we've got our charcuterie boards, of course. But then
What do you eat?
you know. I try not to spend money at work. It's
Wait,
just
they
a
don't give you
principle
a
of
free
mine.
meal for being a fucking laborer?
You get employee discounts and things, but there's like an employee menu.
So how do you know if it's good?
Oh, I eat there sometimes, but I don't
Okay,
eat
what
there
do
a
you
lot.
get though?
I usually go for a nice salad
Okay.
with some like a nice pecans, some hard-boiled eggs and cheese, like a really nice protein-rich
So-
salad.
Quick thing. Don't ever tell me a restaurant's good if all you eat there is a salad. Because I'm never going somewhere and ordering a
Poor
salad.
Andy boy.
I'm
Unless
just
it's
telling
all
you
garden
on
and
my
it comes
word.
with-
Poor Andy boy.
But
On my
actually-
word, bro. I just because I don't eat somewhere, I can tell that somewhere is good just because I don't necessarily eat there. On my word, can
Do
you
they have
take me on my
steak?
word?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can do that this once. Yeah.
Andy boy.
So what kind of
Focusing on the wrong part. You
Sorry.
can't cancel me.
Okay. Hey, but I was just wondering if the food is good or not.
It's fucking great.
Okay. Yeah. If you ever
Eat it.
you
Wolf
need to
it
have,
down.
you need to put posters up this.
Do it at
Can't Be
2:30 on
Canceled.
Friday.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
By 3 o'clock, you'll be eaten and serenaded.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
I'll be lullabying you to sleep.
Yeah, the juices will be flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Suck
In
it.
100-degree weather, so
Be
dress
moist.
moist.
It'd be a little bit humid, maybe.
Are you
Moist.
gonna wear that outfit, Andy? You should.
Yes.
Well, that is
you
pretty
should
much
just like the poster.
just like the poster.
You
Yeah.
should stand in front of it. Dude, you should have
No,
you should have like a signing booth. I'll set one up for you. Oh, dude.
I would say it's
Fuck,
outfit
I should-
right now because it's gonna be
I
so
want to
hot.
perform now so I could
Yeah.
do the corny shit in front of his good performance. Because I'll just have like a picture
So-
of me with a
So
tambourine.
go grab your guitar and go stand next to those barrels over there.
I'll know what to do with my hands. Yeah. Well, oh, that's probably. I didn't even.
I'd fuck
Honestly, I was so focused on Andy, I didn't even realize he was standing in front of a bunch of barrels of wine. So is that in the cellar?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep, I stacked those myself.
No.
It
How
looks
heavy are
almost
they?
like it's outdoors just
Very.
because the light shines on it.
Very.
It must be from the camera.
What's that? Yeah, there's a door right there. Some
Oh.
glass doors. Natural lighting.
Ooh.
You know. I always have a couple of angels just flying around me.
Yeah.
Hell's Angels.
He's got no
Hell's
shadow.
After tonight, yeah. So yeah, no. Unlike Pat's, I'm gonna do real quick. Harvest season, concerts back on. 2 hours early this time. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how we do.
Yo,
Can't
yo,
cancel me.
You can't cancel me.
And the food is good. Great salads.
What kind of salad do you get when you go there? is it like a cob?
It's a custom. You can't get it.
Oh,
No.
really?
Yeah, it's called the Andy Boy Special.
No, it's
That's
not.
what I'll order then.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be
It's-
like, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's got Andy's own
If I,
dressing.
oh no,
Hell yeah. I could have a variation of it.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Travis-
House
Travis's own. Huh?
vinegar. House vinegar.
House
Yeah.
vinegar.
Pat's would be like an Italian dressing.
Yes.
I'm more like a cake batter.
Is that a pesto?
Is that-
Is that a
Did you eat
pesto?
pesto?
Yeah, it's a pesto alfredo.
what? Good shit. Good
But,
shit. Well,
yeah,
that's
you know, one
cool.
of the themes of this podcast is, self-improvement and just trying to put ourselves out there. And
Yeah.
I think that's part of this. And what are you doing to put yourself out there, Trav?
No.
No.
Yeah. He's not really a putter out of there. Or
No?
Mm,
You're not putting out?
nah.
he hasn't put out.
Toy. Like a toy guy.
Yeah. Those
The
two
wilderness.
kids are just,
He's a butt
figment.
clencher, dude.
What's that?
those two children are just a figment of my imagination.
Figmentation.
You ever heard of Mary
Fig
Magdalene,
news.
Andy boy?
Yeah. Mother Mary.
Yeah.
And
Different
their
person.
Your 2 children.
Well, I'm saying it's possible.
They're like, first time maybe, but not fool me twice, Mary.
Come on, Mary.
What's going on here?
And they're obviously Asian.
He once tried to microwave a ding dong in the foil 2 times.
Oh, that's good stuff, dude. Well, man, Pat went up, checked out a little pool party on the rooftop.
Yeah,
Went
it's all
over
the
to the
way.
happiest place on earth. Right after seeing the best concert that he's ever seen, or one of the best shows, I should say. And then you were working hard. That wasn't so much your weekend. That was just this morning.
That was just this morning. This is how you do it. You got to cup the grapes, just do a little, and you catch it.
That sounds scary.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, and you keep a little bin underneath it just in case you drop it. But yeah, this
Bin full of grapes.
bin full of grapes, bro.
Grapes and
Benjamin Grape.
Well, that's cool. Did you do anything crazy this weekend? or-
This weekend, not so much. Kind of tidied, procrastinated on some things a little bit.
Hell yeah.
One of my specialties.
Yeah.
My specialty.
That's a forte of mine as well.
Fucking handy, dude.
That's good shit. Right on, dude. Well, yeah, I chose to get out and about. We hooked up to the boat and we trekked on up the hill to the old Big Bear Lake, Lake Big Bear, whatever you want to call it. I guess I think it's Big Bear Lake is the technical term. And we had called beforehand to check it out and see how it was, and see, if it was going to be accepting of our 2-stroke motor that we had just commandeered, which we were pretty excited about,
Nice.
and some other things. And they were like, yeah, come on out. It's going to be a great fucking time. And we were like, sweet, we'll see you there. And so we got up early and we trekked up the hill, the long haul. It takes about 2 hours and some change with the boat. And we got there, and I'm like driving alongside the lake, heading to the ramp, and I'm like, looks like there's a lot of algae. What's going on?
Al who?
Yeah.
Algae.
Algae. Algae.
Algae.
Algae.
What does it look
And
like?
so, what's algae look like?
No,
it
like
looks
like the like I know algae, but like not the poisonous algae or the bad.
Yeah, it looks like algae. It looks like algae. It's not actually algae though. It's technically something else, I think. But it's bacteria. That's what it is. It's a bacteria that grows and it can create toxins. So basically, cutting into the story here. But we travel on down to the boat ramp, get our boats inspected, find out that they're like, if we find any water whatsoever in your boat, it's $75 to go on the lake. Because decontamination fee. What do they do? I don't know. But so obviously, I washed my boat the night before and my dad's boat. So we make a detour, go across the street, make sure everything's good. Mine's easy. It was good. His had some residue in it. We had to clean up some towels and whatnot. Trek back over, get inspected, pass the inspection. Go to buy our fucking passes for the lake, which is like whatever, $45 or some stupid shit to go on a public lake. And we see this giant sign in the window that says fucking toxic algae bloom. Don't go in the water. Stay clear of the water. And on the way down there, we'd see people like inner tubing and wakeboarding and wave running and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the part of it that's like the public decision. It's like, well, you can do it, but you still gotta pay. It's like, we know it's toxic. You're free to go, but you gotta pay us, so we're not gonna close it down. So anyways, told us it was good. Get up there, 2 hours into the trip, find out, obviously you can't take the kids out there, can make them sick even just inhaling and being around the water. You don't have to necessarily be in the water. Can cause, vomiting, diarrhea, fevers, can kill, aquatic life, land animals and mammals, even children and grown-up adults, potentially. So we're like, well, fuck. We call Lake Paris. They're like, dude, fucking water's fine over here. Come on down. Everything's kosher. So we drive down the hill. Don't put the boat in the water. Drive down the hill to Lake Paris. Get excited. Get to Lake Paris. They're like, we reached maximum capacity an hour ago.
No way.
We're like, no fucking way, dude. We're like, all right, well, we're in the mood of like being optimistic and being perseverant. How long do we have to wait until enough boats come out that we can go on? What if we just wait like an hour and go eat? They're like, oh no, once we reach max capacity, that's it for the day. We don't open it back up. They're like, technically we could because boats are leaving, but we're not gonna do that.
But we don't do that.
As I'm watching like boats just drive out.
Can I take
I'm
your
like,
spot?
Yeah, can I have his? Can I have his? Can I have his? So that was the Sunday adventure this weekend. Spent Saturday getting everything ready, tidying up a couple things on the boat, some new add-ons, stuff like that. Sunday, excited to go out. Drove around all fucking day, Southern California, towing a boat. Ended up swimming in the pool, fucking down the street from my parents and my grandma's.
Dang.
So still a good time.
Luckily, gas is cheap.
Yeah, that's the beneficial part. It's so inexpensive to travel right now. I mean, plane tickets have never been lower. Gas is inexpensive. Thanks to our fearless leader.
Yeah.
So in Russia, gotta think Russia, old Vladdy. Yeah. So, but yeah, other than that, great fucking weekend though. I can tell you that the weather up there in Big Bear, not bad.
Right now. Top notch right now.
Not bad, man. Not bad at all.
Mountain weather in the summer.
we're not gonna let it stop us. We're making plans to head. You know, there's gonna be a cap. There's a cap on it. So, other than that,
Nice. When you were up in the woods, were you scouting for some woodworking ideas?
you know what? No, not so much. I wasn't really on the prowl because I have a lot on the plate right now. And I've already kind of got a couple wood endeavors going on with the boat. So the boat's got a bunch of old teak on it. It's got a bowsprit, which is basically like
Teak.
the little
Now, what is teak?
teak is this type of wood. Teak
Okay.
wood.
Teak wood.
Yeah. And so
That's
it
how they make
has
antiques.
what's that?
That's how they make antiques, right?
It's exactly
Same
how they
stuff.
do it.
Gotcha.
Same stuff.
Mhm.
It's just female because it's antique.
Mhm.
It's not Andy teak. So then my stuff's Andy teak, but it's got like a bowsprit that comes off the front where it's got railing and whatnot, and then it's got a lot of like just different wood accessories on the exterior of the boat that get hammered by the sun.
Like
So
a
I've been
Prince Albert?
removing them.
Like a wood accessory. Prince Albert.
Yeah, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Okay.
Different type of wood.
Okay.
Yeah,
Different type
Just
of wood.
clarifying.
I
Yeah.
think both woods float.
Eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. And so I've just been removing those, sanding them down, getting the old varnish and finish off, and then re-oiling them and varnishing them. It's a little bit of a slow process, but I can tell you what, when it's done, looks fucking bueno.
Mm.
That's Spanish. I'm bilingual a little bit. I know a couple words. So yeah, that's pretty much it, dude. Having a good time, nothing crazy.
Alright.
No, just keep on trekking. One thing I did hear about this week, though, that I wanted to bring up
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
is I heard that not only is Dodge no longer making a V8, that's what I heard. The creators of the Hellcat, the Dodge Viper, of so many things, the Challenger and the Charger from back in the day. We're talking Dukes that
Things
has
you would think would need a V8.
you think they need a V8, right? That's one of their prestigious. The Hemi is a V8. That's their motor. Heard they're not making a V8 anymore, and then not but a day later did I hear that by 2035, California's going all electric.
Well, you can't produce any more new gas cars. That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be all.
Yeah,
electric.
you can still drive gas cars, but they're trying to get.
Well, yeah.
So yeah.
So, what are you guys' thoughts?
35. What? That's 50 or it's 12, 13 years. Holy shit.
That's less than 15 years away, dude.
Holy shit.
It's not long. What's the average life on these electric cars? Does anybody know that?
They're like brand new. Tesla makes the best ones, and I think they're low end, like 40 G's, probably before taxes and everything, and they're pretty badass as far as I know. But they haven't been around long enough to be like 10 years old. I
Yeah.
think.
They're probably getting there.
They're getting there.
Get close to about 10 years
Those
old.
are gonna be like the
10
Model Ones, probably.
Yeah, 10 years is not a long time, though. 10 years is a short period of time when you're talking about a car. Do you want to be making a $40,000, $50,000 investment every 10 years?
I mean, electric vehicles have been around longer than 10 years, but the current best one on the market, I don't think has been around very much longer than 10 years, and we don't really know how. There's so many things about this, dude. First of all, government shouldn't be telling businesses what they can or can't produce on this front.
Yeah.
They're going to try and go with some logic of like, oh, we have environmental regulations. We can tell you not to spew chemicals out into rivers, or we can regulate you in that sense. So they're basically saying you can't make these vehicles that have these noxious emissions. But it's definitely an overstep.
How's
It's
it going
gonna
to affect mechanics?
Exactly.
Because like
Mechanics are just going to be working on old cars for the next 50 years because nobody's
then they're
going to get an
gonna
electric
eventually
car.
you're gonna either have to learn how to do electric cars, or you're gonna get phased out eventually because the old cars will only last for so long. So it's like,
How
there's
many
gonna be a
people are
time-
gonna
Well, they'll only last for so long until they need to be fixed.
Well, aren't Californians just gonna buy gas cars out of state and then drive them to fucking California, or you can't get registered?
Well, there'll probably be some loopholes for a while, and they'll probably try to put an end to it. They don't like when they see out-of-state plates, anyways. I remember we had vehicles registered in another state when we had a house there, and it was like, it's a problem, you know. They don't want that. They want to fucking. They're like, what are you doing? They just kind of give you a hard time because they know what you're doing. They know what you're doing. They know it's way less expensive to register your vehicle in fucking Arizona or Florida or some other state than it is in California. And the regulations, as far as like what you can potentially do to your vehicle, is they're a little more flexible as well. Like California doesn't allow a lot of things. I mean, shit. I've seen and passed through roadside smog trucks, like straight where you gotta pull over and they fucking start inspecting your vehicle right there, you know. And you can deny them, but obviously they got all your info. And, you know, it's like a huge issue. But yeah, if you're into the performance aspect of vehicles, you probably already have.
Well, okay. Speaking of performance, and I don't know about this statistic, so this would have to be fact checked by our Googler in chief, Greg.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, Patty Boy, you'll dig this. So when you go up to one of those charging stations to charge your car, behind it, a lot of times you'll see a generator.
Mhm.
That's a gas generator that generates the power for the electricity. And essentially, you get like an 80% loss in energy yield in converting that gas energy into electricity. So if you would have just taken that energy and put it in the car as the fuel, you would get 80% more fuel efficiency. So you actually lose fuel efficiency in converting it into electricity. And then all of the cables, everything that it's made and surrounded with is plastic, which comes from oils.
Mhm.
All the batteries are made from plastic, which are oils, or they're made from these raw materials like
Shit.
lithium and shit that they mine in these third world countries. It's
Those mines
it's
are
such a
getting-
farce.
yeah.
This whole thing
Yeah.
is a friggin' farce.
The mines are getting extremely large too. Have you seen those? It's fucking crazy. Some of the mines over there. That's a little wormhole in itself. Those mines are fucking big. Oh, here.
Only Tesla machines can know how to work on Teslas. They don't franchise dealerships.
Yeah.
The old model of car ownership has fundamentally changed in our lifetime. And this is
Yeah.
another freaky thing. This is all part of the World Economics Forum idea. If you'll own nothing and be happy, these electric cars are easily hackable. They'll be connected to the internet, and they'll be connected to your social credit score. And since they're monitoring the environment, they'll be like, hey, we noticed that you didn't take your recycling out yesterday, so we're going to limit your mileage. It sounds fucking kooky, but all of that stuff is in place. And it's happening in places like China where they monitor every step of your day.
Yep.
You have a social credit score, and they say, hey, you don't get to drive on Wednesday because we're taking Wednesdays off for the environment. You think that shit's a fucking pipe dream?
No.
They want to do this shit by 2035. That's absolutely in talks.
100%.
But
Have you seen the housing that their Tesla's coming out with?
mm-mm.
Oh, they're coming out with $10,000 pod homes. Basically, it's
pod
like
homes.
it's like a $10,000, apartment cube that you can like purchase through Tesla. It's like a Tesla home. It's like 10K. It's like a very tiny little.
Mm-hmm.
on
Yeah,
the-
and
on
he
the
just
grid.
sees the
Smart
game.
move.
He sees what's coming, and he's capitalizing on it. And we've seen how the corporations and the government have colluded in, infringing on the individual's privacy rights. You're absolutely going to see, hey, you have this ticket. We're going to go ahead and drive you as soon as you get in your car. We're going to go ahead and drive you to the police station so you can go and pay that, or they'll probably just take it right out of your fucking
account.
account. But unless they catch your face doing something egregious, and they'll just drive you right to the station.
Lock the
It's-
doors on you.
Fuck electric vehicles. They are the
Whoa.
gateway to the dystopia, bro.
What about the assassination?
What?
capabilities?
Danny, that guy sounds
Did-
crazy.
Did you just hear what I laid out? That's a
I
gateway to the
know.
dystopia,
That
dude.
was a fucking slippery slope, Andy boy.
Dude, we're fucking sliding, bro. What was it? Ann Hedge?
I-
Could be accurate. Google says on a commercial scale that energy loss is around 50 to 60% in converting electricity. So a small gas generator could be up to 80%, depending on how inefficient it is.
Looks like an Ingersoll and Rand, like a little fucking. We see those. You see them all around. You see it everywhere. These things are outrageous too.
So the technology is not even there yet. You know, we're actually diminishing our yields if we force this, and this is all going to be through force. And they're going to use the private companies to force it on individuals, just as they did with the lockdowns. They're like, "Oh, we can't tell you can't work, but we can tell your businesses they have to shut down."
Yeah.
Weak sauce, bro.
That's bullshit. It's bullshit.
We'll see. But you know, things like the trucker protest, things like the farmer protest, the Dutch farmers. That's the only way to do it is to do some
Fucking
type
stand
of
in the face, dude. Stand.
stand peaceably against the tyranny.
Grow a
That's the only way to
spine.
do it. And they're going to try and provoke you into some type of violent reaction because that's what they do. They have crisis actors, and they got the global elites.
But the,
And
yeah,
their Starbucks.
yeah. The Starbucks is fucking all over the place, dude.
Fucking
Ridiculous.
Starbucks.
Global elites. What we need is more Alex Jones. More people like that.
We need some more truth tellers.
Standing there fighting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can't one claim like capitalism? You know,
Let's claim
What?
capitalism.
What do you mean?
Or
So
Claim?
what?
someone
Like
just trying to
I
fucking take
claim
advantage of electric vehicles, and
on their taxes.
I mean, this is business.
Claim
You can't blame
capitalism.
them.
So
Mhm.
very.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what gets into your philosophy and philosophy of governance. Because if you're just going to be pure libertarian, pure anarcho-capitalism, just anarchy, let the people buyer beware. You know, if you don't put anything on the label, it's like it's fucking 100% chocolate. Trust me. You know, no government regulation, or you know, maybe a little bit of transparency, but at some point you kind of have to force the transparency. That's the tricky quick. Is you can't expect people to volunteer the goods, but government's always going to overreach. So it's up to the people to be like, put a hand up and say, no, dude, this is a step too far.
Government's gonna go.
Can't be regulating Dodge and tell them not to make fucking V8. And shame on Dodge for doing that, bro.
Fucking pussies, dude.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Did I say that out loud? That's right. Fuck Dodge. I told him. I knew it ever since Wiz Khalifa came out that black and yellow song. I'm like, this company's going straight in the toilet. Just like rap music. Yeah, now look at it.
Yeah, look at Sam
Oh, wearing
Mangini. Just like in
dresses.
Idiocracy when he's driving and they turn his batteries off.
Yeah. Oh, wearing dresses and driving V6s.
V6
Electric
batteries.
cars.
Kind of
Electric
sick.
cars. Yeah. I guess it's kind of cool if you're straight lane.
If I were to get an electric vehicle, though, I'd get an electric bike. I think that would be like a,
Just so you
like a
can,
little.
so you can look
Non-lazy, but you can still be lazy, you know?
Yo,
And then
my-
you could be silent, dude. You'd be like a ninja. You just
what?
combine with somebody.
they're
with
not
a-
silent. They're not silent because you can hear those tires screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Because
usually
my neighbor has one. Yeah,
a
my neighbor
baseball
has
card.
a dome fucking bike. Like he bought that thing probably like 2 months ago, and you could tell like this, it's his baby, dude. He bought like a whole rack for his Jeep on the back of it, and he'll wash the Jeep and the bike, like you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And then it's crazy because he'll go on bike rides, and he's such a fucking cool cat. He's an older cat, military dude. But he'll go on bike rides like you or I would go on a bike ride as like Leon. It's like I'm going on bike rides the evening, perfect time. But he's just like it doesn't even. It's got nothing to do with like health and fitness. He's like, I'm just going to mob my fucking electric bike
Mhm.
at high speeds, dude,
Yeah.
recklessly.
So bicycle or like a motorcycle?
Bicycle.
It's a bicycle.
It's a bicycle.
Okay. I'm thinking more like Kawasaki Ninja,
Oh
but an electric one.
no, this is probably goes like
Oh.
fucking 30 or 40 miles an hour.
You know,
It's
I'm
a
talking. like
It screams.
cool bike.
Oh, you're talking. Yeah, do they make those?
I think
Electric
so. Like
motorcycles?
Tesla probably has a cool one.
Yeah. Tesla has a motorcycle?
Got to imagine, right?
No.
I mean, I don't know.
Tesla
They got-
doesn't have a
they got a sick
motorcycle.
truck.
They got a cool truck.
Fuck
They don't have a
yeah.
motorcycle. Maybe the battery
With the
has to be
bulletproof
because I know the
glass.
batteries are very
Sick.
heavy.
The bulletproof glass truck, dude, that shit was epic.
Oh, when it broke
Every window just fucking
against the
broke.
bat.
That was
Fucking-
great.
oh,
That's a good time.
Yeah, there's only one way to test it, huh?
man.
Take it back to that
What-
son of a bitch.
Yeah. These are crazy times we're in. But one way to subside yourself these crazy times is enjoy a nice healthy meal. Pat, you're telling me you've got a new
Zero
game on your plate.
Oh, meals?
Yeah,
Steven
meals.
Steven said 0 motorcycles. They're battered. Zero. They're called Zero. Like zero.
Zero motorcycles. Oh, that's the brand.
okay, that's
okay.
like
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were saying there are 0 motorcycles that are electric.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's
that's
sad.
like that too.
That was confusing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we were talking about food,
Yeah.
dude. You guys fuck with Thai food at all?
like Muay Thai,
No, like fucking yeah, Thai food, dude. Kind of like Muay Thai could be.
Mhm.
like more Thai.
I went to this place in Hollywood, this little hole in the wall called Jitlada. It
Mhm.
is absolutely amazing. I had the best salad I've ever had in my life, Annie boy, and I know Travis, what you just said earlier about salads and food, but this salad has it has like ceviche shrimp on it, and then they deep fry some of the vegetables on it, and then they have like
Mhm.
fresh vegetables with it. Oh my god, I've never had such a hard on for a salad in my life. And then I got, I always go with a little bit of drunken noodles, a little pad thai.
Dude, pad thai is the bomb. I think this guy could get down on some pad thai if he's
Yeah,
never had
dude, the
Thai
noodles
food.
and shit, you love it, dude. Pad thai. Pad CU is bomb as well.
Pad see little.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a flat egg noodle.
Egg noodle, but then there's sweet ones, there's spicy ones, Trav.
I've had Thai food.
Okay, well, what do you get? Fried rice, probably, huh? No?
I've only had Thai food a few times.
What'd you get?
And most
Do you
of the time,
remember?
I get some sort of chicken dish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's like, anything special, but
Uh-huh.
it was
It's
literally
just
like
kind of
it was like chicken. Yeah, it was like fucking,
chicken and rice.
It was like fried, and yeah, there was rice with it. Shit, it
and fried rice.
was like a plate. you
This
know?
place literally has
It was a Sam's
225
Fan
items on
Thai
the menu.
in Riverside.
My God.
That's the only place I think I've ever had Thai food. Sam Van's Thai. I think we even got it one time when you were giving me guitar lessons.
Oh
I
yeah.
think we might
yeah.
have cruised over there.
Okay.
It's by like the old spaghetti factory off the 91.
Okay.
And Cap and I would get it. Shout out to Cap, great guy, champion of valor
Champ.
in his own right. But yeah, it was a cool little spot, and I think it was like a Thai variation of like orange chicken or something. It was like fucking chicken, and I remember telling them to make it crispy,
Make it crispy.
but it had like a lot of onions and shit in it that I didn't really care for. You know what I mean? So a lot of times I would ask for it on the side,
Mm-hmm.
throw it away, throw it by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, good
Make sure
time.
you slap it.
But I'm a little disappointed in a couple things. One
Oh,
is the fact that you guys both go to restaurants as grown men and order salads.
yeah, but okay, you want to know a story?
No.
Okay, good. I don't want to tell you anyways.
Okay, well tell me.
Well, I got the pad thai, and then I was like, "Yo, I wanted to get an appetizer," and so I asked the waitress, I was like, "What's the appetizer I should get? Like, I want to know what your guys' go-to," and she was all, "The fucking crispy morning glory salad," and I just went with it, and it was one of the smartest decisions in the world.
Nice.
Yeah, this is that Zero bike.
Sandman Damon.
Okay,
Someone just
so this is
subscribed.
a,
You see
an
that?
electric
That was
bike.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
From this
dope.
company Zero.
So
Thank you
is that,
to shout out to Steven for shooting that to the crew.
Steven!
how do you Man Demon? S3 Man Demon? That's the name right there?
There's
Yeah.
Seaman Demon, and then there's
Seaman Demon.
Oh, is that what it is?
Carmichael.
Seaman Demon.
It's Seaman
Okay.
Demon. Definitely Seaman Demon.
Yeah, that's great. Seaman Demon just subscribed, so that's cool.
Yeah, what a cool
Thank
guy.
you, thank you very much, Seaman
Uh-huh.
Demon. That's a great name. It goes well with 6 balls.
That's pretty cool. I could go get some Thai on that.
Yeah, you can also you can do a lot of things on that.
Yeah, that's pretty wicked right there, actually. That's pretty cool. I wonder what the round trip mileage is on one full charge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Can you
Yeah.
check it? Because it looks very.
It would be a city bike, bro. I think it's a city bike. It's not for long distances. You're not cruising up 101. This is like you're in LA, you're in San Francisco,
It looks
You
like
need
a
to sit
trail
around.
bike, like a little.
and you could also hop on the fucking sidewalk a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like a little like
Yeah.
not the enduros, but like those little.
Little chinga.
Oh man, what are they called? I can't think of what the style bike is called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. When you take a dirt bike and make it like cruising up 101.
Yeah, it's
kinda
kind of
like
like
an enduro.
fucking. They started coming out with them. There was like they became relatively popular.
It's Rick.
Oh, it's
Rick!
Rick!
What's up,
I should
Rick?
have known that Seaman Demon. That's
Did
a
you guys
great
didn't put that
fucking
together?
name.
Jeez.
No, I thought it was S3 Man Demon. Dude.
Oh,
Come
nice,
on, man.
dude.
No, I didn't put together. Not fucking Sherlock Holmes here. I'm
Uh,
barely even alive.
I am.
Just a
yeah.
corpse sitting here in a
Fucking-
chair.
Absolutely capital, Rick. Good to see you.
To Rick, to the Seaman Demon.
Before we get off of Thai food, I do have a pretty funny Thai food story that I think Pat would like.
Okay.
Yes.
This
Sounds
is an
fun.
internet legend, so I'm not sure of the veracity of it. But apparently, this guy, I think this was actually told from the perspective of the girlfriend, but this couple, the gentleman would toss Milady salad
Oh my.
with coconut oil.
Okay.
That was their preferred method.
Does coconut oil taste good?
I think if it's just like based on mostly coconut milk, it's just
What about it?
depends on how much oil is in there, I
Supposed to be
suppose,
good
and what type
fats.
of oil.
He tossed her salad, correct?
He tossed her salad,
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
yes, with the coconut oil,
Just making sure we're on the same page.
yes. And so then later they're having a date night at a friend's house who happens to be cooking pad thai, and she does a deep fried like pineapple rice in coconut oil. And in a Pavlovian response, the boyfriend starts getting a boner when he's eating the rice because it tastes like the coconut oil.
Yeah. Obviously.
And he gave his girlfriend a look, and then she posted it online for everybody to engage.
Oh,
with.
so this is just like a story that was on like the Reddit or something?
It's like a Reddit story. Like, hey, I found out that I can't eat coconut shrimp in public, so I get a boner.
Wrong, dude. Whatever. I mean, I feel like that's him not being able to control himself a little
That'd be
bit.
weird if I got a boner.
It's an autonomic response. No, it's just like,
Really though, you don't understand. Like my dick's starting to get hard. Like
Maybe
I
he
should
uses
probably, like,
coconut oil
you
as
just-
lubricant, and so then he thinks he goes straight to sex when he hasn't eaten a kind of coconut.
it was the taste of it. It brought him right back to like the sexual experience. So he started to get the physical sensation. So like you had to either start like reciting the alphabet or
yeah,
just,
like control your mind.
Control your
like,
mind,
dude,
right?
literally. Come on, how old are you, bro? Like
I just pull it out and
Jesus
start beating it. Fuck it.
At the dinner party?
Yes, dude.
Well,
He's
this
all
is
well.
happening. You
We're
guys
already
served me
this far.
coconuts. Not my fault.
Y'all, they're like, what is wrong with him? He's all, they got me coconuts. Ah.
Yeah,
Can't control it. Sorry.
yeah. Yeah, non-controllable.
Coconut.
Yeah, that's why they call it that.
It's disgusting.
That's a compliment to the chef, though. I think as well.
Is it? Got him a boner.
I mean, what better compliment could you give to the chef? Like,
A
So
tip?
your
just like this is
your
it.
sauce made my dick hard.
Your sauce made my dick hard.
and now
put
my
that
girlfriend's
in
gonna
your-
get it.
You-
Ads.
Yeah, you're going home.
My girlfriend's
alone.
gonna get it.
You
later.
say that phrase to somebody else, you're going home alone.
Aw,
Yeah, for sure. Your girlfriend is
that's not good.
Yeah.
So,
That's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. I don't know how much I.
well, Pavlov trained his dogs to salivate at the ringing of a bell.
But they're dogs. They're not like reading books about like, or just actively understanding what's going on. And
But
controlling
it's
their
I think
thoughts.
it's fairly well documented that you can get people, especially with like commercial breaks, you can get people to have a reaction that you want
Yeah,
based
I
on a
think
certain
so.
stimuli.
Yeah, I think so, but I think that's one of those things that's like, I definitely think it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm just saying, like, being a guy, having had a dick your whole life, knowing that when it gets hard in public places, it's inappropriate.
No.
You probably have like some kind of ability to kind of at least control it. Like maybe you go fucking half pudge, dude. Got a little chub going.
Yeah.
You're fucking,
Well, what if he was wearing gym shorts?
yeah, maybe you're breathing hard down there, but
He's like, I got silk gym shorts on.
and then it just gets harder because he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Brutal.
Yeah, that guy does
So
not
you guys
control
never just been
himself.
sitting in class in high school and just started to.
Well, that's why you should be able to control it. It's from the early years of being able to control yourself, dude.
I
You're
know. I
like,
just put that
wow.
shit up in my pants just like in Super
Oh,
Bowl.
well, I thought you were say up your butt for a second, dude.
I just,
Sometimes you tuck it, but it never get that
He's all
far.
tuck
you know?
it. I
it'd never get that far. It's too
Yeah.
thick. Too
The
short
angle's
and fat.
not right when it's hard. Like, how are you supposed to wrap it? You'd have to have a hook dick.
No.
Straight hook in my dick.
just shove it in there when it's soft, man.
yeah.
So moving forward.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving forward off of that.
What time is it?
It's like
It's
getting close to-
8:15. We
break
got
time.
time. We got time for a quick little.
Yeah, let's try and rebound.
We talk about Labor Day,
Yeah,
kind of.
I mean, we can get into it. The attire's there.
Mm-hmm.
Pat clearly looks laborious, more laborious, but
Oh, he's getting his white in before Labor Day, right?
yeah, that's
What?
his thing. Get a white T-shirt in.
Getting your white on.
No.
Before
dude, that
Labor
sounds
Day's
bad.
over?
It's our first YouTube, dude, and you already.
Well, it's Labor Day coming up here, Patrick, and so Andy and yours truly decided to just put on some work clothes
Yeah.
that might have already been wearing or might not have been
Yeah.
wearing.
I could see you
And-
swishing grapes in that outfit
It's been
Yeah.
hot out in the vines.
Oh, that's churning butter. How do you squish grapes?
with his toes.
With your feet?
No,
Your
you
boots,
just
huh?
use it in a mechanical press nowadays.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
that's
wild,
all
dude.
just for like the
It's not even
fucking.
real fucking wine.
Smaller scale wineries, you would do like a foot press. Yeah, some
So
people
you're a
do it.
fucking dude. Are you kidding me? How you call yourself a winemaker, dude? If you don't press it with your toes.
No, dude.
Trust me, I get my hands dirty.
You could probably make us some money if you were doing that, filming it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like people want to come out and do that, but it's
You get
It's not- it's more
weirdos. They're like,
trouble.
oh yeah, and they fucking standing over there with their fucking.
You've seen Grape Lady Takes a Tumble, right? One of the most epic YouTube videos of
Yeah,
all
the
time.
fat lady who fell.
Yeah, so she's like a news anchor, and they have her squishing grapes up on top of this like lectern thing where they have to walk up steps, and she eats shit off of it and falls almost as high as hell on a cell, just flat fronts it.
No.
Does a ooh.
Is she breathing after that? She's making noises.
Oh yeah, when she's like knocked the wind out of herself.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Not very fun.
That's
huh?
the worst, dude.
Yeah.
I've had the wind knocked out of me before a few times, and that's not a fun. That's not a pleasant feeling.
Mhm.
I'm just like trying to hold it all together because you're there, but you're like, your body's not
No,
reacting.
you
to it.
can't.
You're like,
It's impossible to look cool doing that.
No, you're done. What are you doing?
And then they pan back to the anchor. He's like, "Oh, looks like Janet took a little fall there."
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully, we got some medics on the scene.
Yeah, good for that guy. Looks like Janet took a roll.
Oh man!
Janet. Planet Janet.
And now she's one of our peers, since we are YouTube mainstays ourselves.
What's that?
She's one of our peers.
Who? Planet Janet?
Great lady.
Oh, great lady. Yeah.
Because we're
for
on
sure.
YouTube as well.
Well, she's viral though. We're not viral.
The
We got
we're
8
pretty
people
viral.
We're practically there. We got people copying us and shit.
Yeah,
We're getting kicked off of platforms. I'm getting canceled left and right.
that's true. You can't
We're going
cancel
through all
us
the
though.
adversity.
Mhm.
Can't take down good.
No. But you can make it gooder.
You can make it gooder.
The goodest.
Mm-hmm.
Goodest there ever was.
Good, gooder, goodest.
Should be a fucking motto.
Yeah. Don't put that up on the old ball shack here,
Carve that
man.
into the wood. Well, we can touch on one more thing before we go. What's
Touch
the deal
it.
with this? What's the touch it? Come on, touch it. What's the deal with this Timcast Records deal?
Interesting, dude. Interesting. So we're at this interesting time in culture where people are kind of pushing back and starting to create for themselves. We're obviously in a podcast boom because every other day I see that there's another person who has a podcast.
Fucking losers.
I know, dude. Come on, the originals. But one of the long-standing, most popular podcasters, Tim Pool, just started his own record label through his website. So he put out a couple of his own songs. But one of the reasons why I bring it up is that he's done so with the former drummer of Offspring, the one who was kicked out of the band because he didn't get the jab because he had a medical exemption.
I thought Noodles was the one that got kicked out.
No, Noodles was at the concert.
Noodles was at the
Oh,
concert. He was the
really?
replacement, bro. So Patty Boy's given.
No, Noodles has always been the band. He's a guitar or bass player, one of the other.
Yeah, he was the one that was like the janitor at the high school.
Yeah.
He was a lot older than the rest
But
of
yeah, I
them.
didn't know that. They didn't get the jab, so they kicked him out of the band.
They kicked him out of the fucking band
Yeah, I knew that.
because he had a doctor's note and everything that said he couldn't do it because he had some type of lung issue or
Kinda
something.
whack.
So yeah, he teamed up with Tim Pool, and now they're going to be signing artists onto their own label and starting to create culture. That's kind of the thing, and I feel like that's part of what we're doing. You know, that's part of our mantra is
So
create,
Tim Pool
not
makes
consume.
music?
Tim Pool, yeah, he makes music. He writes and sings. It's very alternative, borderline emo, but he's kind of like that mid 2000s skateboarder type.
Like Avril
Like
Lavigne.
Style.
Avril Lavigne, yes.
Slightly harder, maybe, because he was
Uh.
on From the Streets of Chicago. But yeah,
Streets of Chicago. He's like 3 Days Grace.
yeah, more like 3 Days Grace. Probably.
Everything
About you.
Okay, yeah, now I feel really lame.
It's gonna break after
Yeah.
that.
But it's just it's interesting. It's an interesting development in the old culture war, as they say, as people are beginning to fight back against the established norms and push back against the music industry and the media companies and just producing their own shit in their own
Giving a
shit.
platform, like giving people a platform. People have a way to communicate.
Give me goddamn
Good or
platform,
bad.
brother.
It's like Isaac Cappy. He took down his videos, but people kept reposting them. They're
Like
already
Dwayne
up.
Johnson.
It's not so much. Nobody's censoring Dwayne Johnson.
No.
Not exactly. But on that note, it's probably a good time for an intermish.
Yeah. This will be our audition for Timcast Records.
Hell yeah. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yo! How's it feel to be cool? I forgot.
Sultan. Sultan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Six Balls Deep will be back in just 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Six Balls Deep, episode 47.
7, Part 2.
Welcome back to the Six Balls Deep Labor Day Special.
I labored today. Did you?
I didn't go into labor, but I performed labor.
Nice.
That's a good side to be on.
Yeah. It's not bad, that's for sure. It's not bad. Laborious.
Speaking of, what better way to kick off our return than to go through the old books of history and talk about some of our labors,
Oh,
past labors of yore.
Fuck are you talking about?
Do you have one of your favorite jobs, your best job you ever had,
Oh,
or your worst job you ever had?
that's what you're talking
That's
Job.
right, folks. We got
about. Job.
Pick 6,
Uh,
Labor Day edition. So I think
History.
Patty Boy came up with this, so I'm going to let him tee off.
We going good or bad first?
I'll leave it to you, bud.
Are we doing one good and one bad? Is that what it is?
I think it's dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
I'm going
Okay,
one
what's the
good,
choice?
one bad. Okay.
Okay.
My shittiest job I ever had. Well,
What do you?
Is this a bit, or did you not think of anything?
no.
You're not
Well,
This is your. This is your.
well, my mind goes crazy sometimes. The worst job, the worst single day of work I ever had.
We're qualifying this now. We're circling it.
Yeah, I did some shackle roofing for 2 days with Keely's dad back in
So
high
you just
school.
like helped him do some roofing.
I was doing the shackle, ripping them off and shit, and then he was putting the new ones on. But that shit was no fun. I remember that was probably one, and it was like 100 degrees in the middle of fucking July in Hemet,
Uh-huh.
and holy hell. I remember getting off of there, and I was like, I never want to do manual labor, because remember, there's only one other time I did real manual labor, Travis, and I went and we helped your brother up in Idlewild pour some concrete, some pea gravel, and that bitch, and we were even us just like fucking, even just like leveling out the driveway in the dirt, that sucked balls. Like those, I remember those 2 days are probably the worst jobs I've ever. And I'm going to count them as one because they're so small and minute. So those are one. But those are like the physically the worst, hardest jobs I've ever
2
done.
half days.
So
we're gonna
manual
combine that
labor
into
is
one.
the worst. Well, hold on. Is it the worst because it was the most difficult, or is it the worst because it was like just the least rewarding?
Yeah, I got paid like $15 an hour. I got blisters up and down my fucking hands. My legs were tired. I think I got sunburnt because we were in Idlewild. We were fucking really close to the
Charge you
sun.
hourly?
Yeah.
Paid him hourly. They paid him 2 days of work. They paid him hourly. They were just like, "I'll pay you this much for the job."
Yeah, I wasn't really stoked on it. So that's why
Yeah, that
I
is
vowed
terrible.
right then and there, I'm never going to fucking do manual labor ever
Yeah, I'm never
again.
gonna work. I'll never work hard again in my life.
Yeah.
Won't catch me dead working hard.
I wonder if there's a way to sell drugs for a living.
Oh yeah.
There is.
I'm gonna work at TSA the next 4 to 6 years.
Yeah. Seaman, my guns are all for show.
That's
bud.
probably not a bad gig though. You
God,
fucking
damn.
climb the corporate ladder pretty good until they stiffed you hard. See, I thought you were gonna go there because of the ending. Well, what do you think, Andy boy? What was your worst job? Was it the most labor-intensive thing that you've ever done, or was it just something that sucked?
It's tough to say. I would say the literal shittiest job I ever had was working with my brother. Not because I was working with my brother, love you, bro, but so you got to clean out the wind machines that are out in the middle of the groves. And one of the things that is the rats like to go and make little nests and live in the machines, especially during
Oh,
the
rats
winter
are
when they're running.
scary.
So when you beat them with the pipe before you open it up?
Well, when they come scurry out, you got to stomp them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Stomp them? What are you wearing? You wearing Timbs or what?
It's
Work
boots.
Work
Some
just
Timberlands?
man.
I picture Andy in some
Timberlands?
Yeah.
with some light
Hip
blue
hop
shorts
concert?
and a wife beater on.
Yeah, nice light tan so I can get the rat blood stain splatter.
Yeah.
You can
Blue
get it.
suede Timbos with fucking swirl down top.
Yep, and some beats.
Keep it nifty on 50.
And some beats by Dre.
And some
Yeah.
Yeah.
beats by Drizzle.
Yeah, with the red flag hanging out the
Mhm.
backside, dude.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
wear blue suede shoes and a red bandana.
Okay, so anyways, you stomp these fucking rats out, you kill them. You're
Stomp
a
them out,
murderer.
and then
You're
and,
a
and then-
murderer.
I mean, murder is
PETA calls you a
human on
murderer.
human. But then you got their nests, and so you just got to blow it out with like an air
You gotta
gun.
blow their
But
nest.
it's like shit and piss and like hantavirus, and so you're like spraying it like away from you.
Where's HIPAA at, dude? You know?
I mean, this is all done under the safest
I know.
conditions with all of the best
Yeah.
equipment.
You're
But
OSHA
still-
trained, certified, dude?
You're still dealing with, of course.
We're talking about 2006, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, this was in the
A
Wild
simpler
West days.
time.
Simpler
Yeah, dude.
time.
The fuck was OSHA?
Yeah, I didn't work with them.
It was the
I know.
beginning of the phrase when something went wrong. It was, oh shit.
Oh shit.
That's
Yeah.
how it started.
That's actually
Legend.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
shit.
That's probably what it came from.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Get this.
Oh shit.
This.
Oh shit.
So yeah, that was literally the shittiest job because you're dealing with rat shit and piss.
Yeah, that sounds fucking wicked terrible. It sounds horrible.
Alright. Travis, your turn.
Yeah. Fuck, man. See, I was going more for like legitimate jobs, but you guys both went for like some backyard boondock bullshit jobs.
Hey, it was your brother was our boss,
So-
dude, alright?
What the fuck?
Yeah, you were there with me, dude. He bossed you around.
Oh, our boss. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was fucking in charge. He was the guy who pumped concrete. You were just a manual laborer. So was I.
Yeah,
I didn't know how to pump concrete. I didn't know anything.
Justin, if you're watching this, fuck you, dude. That sucked.
Hey, that was fun. What are you talking about? We
Yeah,
got to
right.
hang out. We were up
hung out
early. We
every
made like
weekend.
$100 a day. We were making like $100
Yeah, we
a
probably
day.
spent 40 of it at Stadium Pizza when we got back.
Fucking well, that was just poor choice
Yeah.
of our doing. But
Yeah.
we probably enjoyed the steak pizza.
Pat would rather have a meeting with HR.
We probably get a 30 rack
like
of
an
Dr.
hour.
Pepper.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
We
right.
had a lot of fun.
Right.
We got to drive bobcats and do tear outs. Like, yeah, it was hard work. It was a motherfucker. But
Oh,
it
we
was
did
also
we did use the jackhammer.
yeah. There was no
Oh, nice.
micromanaging. There was no
Mhm.
micromanaging.
And if our boss was being a dick, we could tell him to fuck off. That was cool.
Yeah, and at that point in
Yeah.
time, we were probably smoking stoves. So
Oh
you
yeah, just give me a
we're probably
stove. Yeah,
smoking-
we're
yeah,
Oh,
big.
you had a stogie out of your mouth, just like
Yeah. I had that same vest on, Andy boy. Yeah.
It was a good time,
Pretty
but yeah,
sick.
it was a pain in the ass for sure. So I would say, as far as like nastiest jobs, would have to be when I helped my father renovate homes or like rentals. Like that's disgusting. Well, rentals or newly purchased like fixer uppers.
Fixer uppers.
You know what I mean? There were previous rentals, and so that's a terrible thing because you see just
The human film.
yeah, like I remember one lady. There was this house, and this lady like had all these cats, and she just locked them all up in a room, and they would just shit everywhere, all over the room. The whole house was just covered in cat shit, never picked up, just literally shit everywhere. It's like, fuck, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you get sick from that shit? So, but I was going to say before that, I was going to say Red Robin.
Oh,
So, yeah, I worked at Red Robin for like a year.
What's so bad about Red Rob?
It just was like a do nothing, go nowhere job. There's no like future in it. I was a food expediter. It was one of my first jobs. I just like carried food to a table. I'd like garnish. Oh, you ordered the clam chowder. Here's some pasta.
Pause.
Yeah, you're the
and
fancy
don't
guy,
forget the
though.
bread.
You're the
Like
fancy guy
Yeah,
though. That
man.
would be, you could have just owned it and just probably I would have been pulling.
oh, I
mad
did
chicks.
own it. I was the best, but
Yeah.
it
You
was
did
still.
it like this. You're
Like,
just
I
like
had
fucking-
fun.
Did
don't
you
get me
did you
wrong.
eat some coconut oil and walk out with the boner? That would have been real sick.
No.
Right to the table and put it on the table. Just
No, I never did. I never did that because I was like,
that job
20,
would have probably been a
and
lot funner if you
it was
did.
weird.
At least.
But no, there was.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
saying
weird.
it wasn't fun. Like there was fun times. I met some fucking good friends there that I still occasionally talk to, but that are like super cool people. You know, there's a whole vibe when you work in a restaurant industry.
Yeah.
It's cool. I worked in multiple restaurants. It's a ton of fun, but I made terrible money, and that was like an expediter is not a full-time position. So after that position, I went to a restaurant where I had a full-time position, and then it was like, making a little bit more money, pay bump, more hours, but it was just
The psychological side of it.
yeah, it was just like you're not making any kind of money doing anything worth any. You can't even be proud of that. Like really, like what do? I expedite food. What do? I lay concrete driveways. Check out that driveway I fucking did. Like that shit's.
I know what you're saying.
It's good. It's quality. Like it's gonna be there for years and years, a long time. Whereas like the food,
Yeah,
you're
but
like,
you're like,
you didn't even cook it, dude.
You see that parsley? I sprinkled that bitch on.
Middleman did. You're just like a middleman for people's food, dude.
Yeah,
Just
but
like-
see, that's where you had your niche where you could have made.
You didn't take the
coconut.
order. You didn't cook the food. You're not even washing the dishes. You're just setting shit on tables. It's worthless. Oh, did you need more dressing?
Do you think dishwashers?
Only
are
if
out
it's
there,
Italian.
Do you think dishwashers out there get done with their dishes and like, fuck yeah, look how clean that dish. It's gonna be clean for about 25 fucking minutes.
I
You
can
know,
tell
like,
you when I DMO'd at like times where I didn't want to, but I needed to, like because that's what you do when you're a team player. You just get shit done when the dishes are piling up in the kitchen. Like I take pride in doing everything the best, so I'm gonna try and be faster and more efficient at it than you are. So I'll be like, oh, you're the fucking full-time DMO? Why fucking take you so long over here, bud? Dude, I just washed all these dishes and got this shit spick and span over here in fucking 15 minutes. And you're over here wasting time, dude.
Playing Pokemon Go.
Yep.
And then you fucking dust off your fucking shoulders and walk back to the line. you
Yeah,
know?
that's how it's done.
Yeah. I don't know. I like being the best. Man. I'm not always the best, but I mean, there's lots of times where I'm not the best. But
The waiter gets back.
Semen.
it makes you competitive.
That's brutal.
Yeah, Pat's guns are all for show. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. Fucking show the guns. See them.
It's just
No.
a Disneyland
At least use
special
it for
effect.
something.
It's a
No.
Walt Disney effect, bro.
The old Walt D, dude.
Mhm.
The D, yeah.
The opposite of the coconut oil phenomenon.
All right, guns out. What's your best joke?
My best job? I mean,
Yeah.
cliche, I have to say it's the job I have now. I know it
Right.
sounds stupid, but I mean, I get
Mhm.
paid to be a professional stoner. So
Yeah, that's a pretty cool job.
cool.
That was my best job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Do you feel like you won Labor Day?
I mean, I'm basically, how American is that? I make really good money fucking trying out flour and making a menu and trying cannabis products, making a menu and creating my own cannabis products and, business side of it too. It's fun. It's cool. I like it a lot. I got a lot of amenities. I get to go places, get to travel on the company, expense things. It's really, really nice. All my other jobs, I've always had retail jobs where I've had a fucking district manager with a regional, and then there's, all these CEOs and all these other people. It's like, I talk to all the people that are, all the higher ups, like everybody in the company. So it's not that kind of vibe. I mean, I can, if I want to leave, at 1:30 and go work out because I'm having a stressful day and they want to go get a workout in for an hour and a half and come back and work, I can do that. I don't have to clock.
It sounds like some Silicon Valley safe space.
That sounds awesome. It sounds
Yeah.
like you.
I can work
It sounds
remote.
like you're a level above like the average worker. That's what it sounds like. You've worked hard to get yourself into a position where you got a little bit of pull, and you can kind of as long as you get your job done, they don't really give a fuck.
Yeah. Well,
As
they
long
give a
as you're
fuck, but they just know.
producing-
Yeah.
Like, dude, what can you ask of somebody who gets everything that they're asked of? You're like, this is what your position entails.
Yeah.
This is what we need of you. And you're like, fucking done.
Mhm.
And I'll do this extra shit too. But don't fucking bitch at me when I take an hour long lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'll work through my breaks. Like, you know what I mean? Or something like that.
When can I make that?
Allegedly, OSHA, because those breaks are legally required, and you definitely
Fuck,
take
dude. I'm taking a break from taking a break, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put some work in.
the old Mike Rowe style.
No, dude, that's not the way I work, man. I don't need a break every 15 fucking minutes. You know what I mean? What you guys need to do is focus less on when I'm taking a break and more on when to get drunk drivers off the road. Because every 15 minutes, It's a real deal.
That's a real deal.
And honestly, that's an old statistic. That's from 2006. So it might be higher than that. It might be like
I think time's speeding up, so yeah, that's the thing.
every few minutes.
Sorry, Austin. You missed the old Rise of the Resistance. We already talked about it, bud.
He comes
Speaking
in,
of Austin,
and
Austin was involved in that assembly. Remember? He did the every 15 minutes thing.
Were you one of dead people, Austin?
Yeah.
I forgot
No,
about
He
that.
wrote. Yes, he was. Yes, he for sure.
Don't
He
yell at
was
me.
one of the reckless reprobates who died on campus because he
Yeah,
made
and
bad
he
decisions
had to
in
be
his
a
life.
ghost, and then he just didn't get to go to school the next day. You fucking loser, dude! You
Yeah.
you missed out on like 0.3% of your education because you
I
had to
learned,
die
I learned
for
some
a
good
day.
shit that day.
I learned all the
That was
best
a good
shit
day.
that day, actually.
That's why.
Yes, I was. He goes, yes, I was.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah.
Wait, where were you? Were you laying on top of the car? Were you like on
All
the
right, hold
ground?
on.
Where were
For
you?
context,
What was
for
going on here?
context, for people who didn't go to high school with us,
Pretty sure everybody's watching us
What
with the high school.
what's, people after the fact are
I'm
going to be watching
kidding,
this
I'm
show.
kidding.
Okay.
If
So
we do a good job,
I don't know if
promoting
this
it.
is still a thing, but back in the old
Wait, you
days.
can't cut off.
What's that?
What are you doing here? What's going on?
He's saying he wants to give context. To what we're
Oh, yeah, I
talking
thought
about,
he
so we're
was
giving
gonna do it.
context.
No,
Oh, no.
Chad's doing it.
no.
Okay, you go, Chad, then. Go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
That's on me.
yeah, I can cut him off, dude.
I'll try to
That's
stick
what I
up
do, I
for him
cut
every
people
once in a
off.
while, okay, dude? Just trying to
He
be
can
your
stick
friend,
up for
Andy.
himself. He's a grown ass man.
No, not sometimes. He's not with
He's
that
not
vest
even
on.
wearing a shirt.
Yes.
He's not afraid of nothing, dude.
That's a open messed tank top, if you ask me, dude.
It reads.
Anyways, in 06, and I don't know if this still goes on, but every 15 minutes was like an assembly that they'd hold once a year for primarily for seniors, I think it was for. But it pertained to drunk drivers, and it was every 15 minutes someone's killed by a drunk driver. I think a child is what it was. Or something. So you had like MAD, like Mothers Against Drunk Drivers was there, MADD, and there was a couple other things going on, but essentially they took a group of kids. I don't know if they volunteered. I don't really know. Austin never let us know the details. He's probably involved in some other, things.
Yeah, some
like,
backdoor scheme.
Yeah, like Mockingbird
Some
stuff,
Ponzi
weird stuff.
shit.
But
Blood.
we all went to this assembly, and the first part of it, there was like a video, right, where it showed the collision and like what happened, and there was like something that they had filmed out front of the school, an accident where the
Yeah.
cops showed up. I remember when it was being filmed, everybody's like, "What's going on, dude?"
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so I think it was filmed the day before.
Yeah.
And then those dudes come out onto stage, and they have to read basically a letter that they wrote, if I'm remembering correctly,
Mhm.
of like after they passed away, like the things
Yeah.
that they miss and regret.
And
Or,
Austin's like, sorry, Mom. I fucked up.
yeah.
Is that what you said? What was your letter say, Austin?
No, I don't
Recite
know
it.
about that.
Mom, I know we used to play in Legos.
He definitely talked about hanging out with all of us. He talked about hanging out at my pad with all of us, playing Madden, playing some games and stuff. I remember it was pretty impactful. It
Yeah.
really was. I forgot about it now, so it didn't mean that much. But
Dude, if video of Austin, send it to me. I want to put it on the podcast, dude. You know your
I had
mom's
to
not
sign
gonna
an
say someone-
NDA.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
what was the
Austin's
NDA?
never.
What was the NDA
Austin's
about?
never signed an NDA. I'm gonna go out on a limb.
And if he has, he's fucking broken every single one of them. Dude. We know how
He's
much
the
he
worst.
talks, dude.
worst
Come
person
on.
to get to sign an NDA.
He's a
I
good
used to
guy,
play in
man.
the NDA. I
Yeah.
was a semi-pro. Yeah.
Travis has a pretty good memory. Yeah, he's like a fucking elephant. He's got the ears of him too.
Yeah. Huge chunk too.
Yeah.
What
What was the NDA, dude? Come on, I want to know what was in there. What was it like? You can't tell anybody that you're not really dead. You gotta be really dead for a day. That was it, or what? Like they're like, you're like, okay, non-disclosure. It's not an awesome mark.
It's for what they did to him behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody about this kid.
Okay.
Anyway, Austin, if you want to figure out
Non-disclosure
about the Rise of the Resistance, you're gonna have to rewatch the episode because we hit that way back in the beginning. But
Yeah, dude, you missed out on the best part.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, good
My
times. Good times. So
continuing on Labor Day.
What was your best job?
Best job, I'm very, very happy and grateful to be working in wine production right now.
Hell yeah.
But if I got to pick just like a little jewel, I had a great fun time working at the Mid-State Fair as concert security. I got to sit, or I was standing, basically monitoring. I had bleachers behind me and bleachers before me, and then I had a couple rows next to me. So that I had like my section that I was in charge of. Dead on shot to the stage.
Hell
You
yeah.
saw what's her name, OD, right?
Week-long concert. I saw Demi Lovato the night that she
When she was a woman.
when she identified as a lady, and then identified as a person overdosing later. ZZ Top was excellent. I already talked about Faith Hill, Tim McGraw, but that was awesome, man. And they've called me back a few times, and unfortunately, I've been busy
He's
to
faithful.
go back.
Really? They've called you back and you
Just
fucking
the
turned
way
it down.
you
Man.
love me.
I
You should have been like, yo, well, I know a guy.
It's
Yeah.
It's not me, but I'm
typical
just saying you should just pass it on to somebody.
I'll never go. This kiss. Is that Faith Hill?
Yep.
Yeah.
That song's
And-
hard.
Ball with the ball, and bang, the bang, diggy, diggy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all Faith Hill,
Good
yeah.
one, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that was cool, and being involved in the music industry would definitely be a cool
Hell yeah.
gig.
Fucking straight vibe, dude. Everybody's there to have a good time. Well, not everybody. Some people are assholes, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it's just nothing but fun.
Yeah.
Austin and I went to a really cool concert back in 2012, and we saw
In
Cypress Hill. No.
Oh.
We saw Cypress Hill, Sublime with Rome. We saw quite a few bands.
Mhm.
It's a great fucking time, dude. Great.
San
fucking
Bernardino,
time.
the Nos Center, is what?
It was at the San
Yeah.
Bernardino
Was
Knox.
Korn there and like Slipknot in there?
Might have been.
Could have been one of those shows, huh? They were all
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
Yes, Austin, I was wearing a bright yellow shirt that said security across, and I fucking swore it up with at least two fucking drunk assholes who were trying to be tough guy dipshits. And I secured the area with little to no physical contact.
So I'm securing the perimeter. I need to fucking
You have
step
two,
back away.
did you
Oh,
have
that's
two
it-
boys
in
out
the
with the wife
walkie-talkie
beater?
very individual.
It was packed, and it's me, and there's bleachers up and above me, so there's at least 100 people 100 to 1.
Freeze! I will mace you.
I didn't have shit. I
He's
had
all
my
got
keys.
he's got breath, like fucking mouth breath spray, like the fuck. I will mace you. Stand down.
Still a good time.
Yeah.
I did get falsely accused of sexual assault. That's
What?
as well, but
What?
these fucking
Like an actual filing.
no. So
This chick was just like,
this chick
this
and what looked to
super
be
hung guy
her,
just grabbed me.
what, this
You're like,
chick,
that's me.
this chick and what looked to be her parents were leaning up against the rail. So the people who were sitting behind them in the bleachers who paid for tickets couldn't see because these people were standing in like the walkway. So I was like, you guys, hey, you got to move. And they're just like stone faced ahead looking, watching the concert. I'm like, hey, you got to move. I get the flashlight and I'm like shining it in their fucking face. Like, you got to move. And they're just like stone faced. And this chick, I'd say she's probably, I mean, she had a 21 and older wristband on. So she's just a grown
She's
ass
probably 21
woman.
or older.
Yeah.
Grown ass woman. And I was like, hello. And I tap her shoulder and she goes, do not touch me or I will sue you for sexual harassment.
That's not the way that works. Get the fuck out of my bleachers.
Dude, this is how entitled people are.
Yeah.
It's like, and her parents were standing right next to her and just did nothing, like stone face. Like, this is
They're probably the
the
same
person
way.
that they raised the same fucking way.
Yeah, where do you think she got that shit from? dude?
Ridiculous, bro.
People act like their parents. Man.
Mhm.
Like that's where you learn from. Fuck.
But, you know, you see the good side and you see the bad side working security. But I'd do it again. What's your
Well-
best job there, T-Rabbit?
You know, I don't have a best. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I got two. I got two answers a little bit. So, back in my day, I also worked in the prehistoric days of the weed industry. I worked in a collective as well, you know, and it was pretty cool. And we had a farmers market, first revolutionary, first of its time. I just want to real quickly before I continue. I want to touch on my. It looks like I have Rasta dreads a little bit.
You do.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, man. So I worked in a collective, boy, way down by the beach. Actually, it was in Riverside, but we had a farmers market where people could bring in their products that they've grown or that they're creating. And this is back before there was a million brands. So this is right when brands were starting to be created. Like I remember there was this dude that was creating gummy bears, and I don't remember the name of him, but he was one of the first people that I saw that had like a package that was like, you were getting the same package every time. There was like a fucking backing to it. It was like stuck on. It was logoed. It was a see-through package. Had his gummy bear. It looked like a legitimate. You're like, oh fuck, dude, these fucking, So it was just a fun time in the marijuana industry where a lot of things were working towards being legalized, but it was a storefront, and it ended up getting shut down. So we had a court case on whether or not the city had the right to ban dispensaries when the state said it was okay to have them, and it was based on the fact that storefront dispensaries brought in crime, whereas to delivery services didn't really, you weren't going to see the rise in crime. That's the argument. So we kept appealing, and once it actually ended up going to the Supreme Court, and we lost, and then they shut down the collective. But it was also, he'd kind of qualify as one of the worst jobs I had because I never got paid on time. But the collective got shut down. I never got like my last 2 checks. Like it was just like it was a lot of fun. It was a cool experience, but it was just, it was definitely, I could never do it now. When I was young, it was like something that was, now the job that I currently have is fucking phenomenal. It's got good benefits. It's got opportunity. I'm learning things constantly.
Yeah, your
it's,
job's cool as fuck.
It's fucking fun, man. It's definitely a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong. It's a pain in the ass. The position I have has quite a bit of responsibility. But at the same time, people are people. And if you take ownership for your fuck ups, as long as you're not consistently and constantly fucking up, people will work with you, man. Just fucking taking shit head on. And then you get the opportunity to learn things. And you never know where the world's going. So if everything shuts down and goes crazy, it's pretty cool to have learned some trades that you could potentially continue to earn or at least, create. Like, for instance, let's say you're a welder. I bet if everything fucking goes crazy, motherfuckers are going to want some steel work done. Who knows? Maybe they want their car fucking bulletproof. Maybe they want, whatever. Maybe somebody needs... I see a lot of people building trailers or adding on to this or adding on to that just for anything. I mean, fuck, man. My dad needs some shit welded on one of his trailers right now because a rock flew up and broke off an angle, So it's a constant thing, and pretty fun, pretty cool. So I would say little split. I could never do the old job now, and it was cool in its aspects, but as far as like an overall my best job,
That was its time and place.
yeah. Probably arguably one of the coolest jobs, but for my best job, it would be, like you guys said, the cliche answer, your job now.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, what are you
Hopefully
doing?
The best job is the one you have now. I
Yeah,
would hope.
yeah. And everything's temporary in life. So you can either move up or you can move down, or you can choose to be stagnant, I guess, prolong whatever's going on. But
Either love him, or you hate him.
or you think they're okay.
They're just okay.
I wish I could go back in time to those farmers markets, knowing all the brands nowadays, like seeing if I would recognize anything or.
Most of it wasn't brands. It was like a guy sitting
yeah.
there. He was like, you know what I mean? Like, I made this fucking Rick Simpson oil. Everybody's like, what the fuck is Rick Simpson?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's probably somebody in the industry still now that was probably back then, and I might, I don't know if you.
Oh yeah,
something
dude,
like
like
that.
Matt Rice, dude. We'd have people like that were like fucking hash makers. Like hash makers would be down there. Matt Rice is a pretty prestigious hash maker, and he would come by every once in a while. And then there was Ed Rosenthal, like came to the collective with his book. He wrote the Weed Bible on like how to grow fucking herb. That one came there. He would sign it. It was a cool spot. A lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Advocates for the marijuana industry would come by that facility because it was kind of a poppin' thing. We were in magazines and shit. It was definitely a revolutionary kind of way to do things. They had a
You're
big
revolutionary, man.
yeah. Well, and I didn't own or have any kind of ownership or involvement in that aspect whatsoever. I just worked there, but it was just cool, man. It was really fucking neat. It was really neat to see. You know?
Yeah.
Really good to see. Went on a lot of fun trips,
Nice.
expos.
Speaking of jobs, there's some fellas who fight for a living.
Those guys are crazy.
In
These
the,
guys are crazy.
as the
I know
they
one
say
guy.
in España, the UFC.
UFC. Well, real quick before we dive 6 balls deep into the UFC 6 balls week.
Okay, so you did.
One FC had a pretty fucking stellar matchup this weekend.
Now, what is this? What is this thing?
One fighting championship.
One fighting championship.
Yes. So One Fighting Championship is another organization, and they developed a few years back. They have a couple different programs going, if you will. So they do like Muay Thai kickboxing. They do mixed martial arts. I think they might even do
BJJ.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I don't think they do boxing at all.
Karate.
No other. Well, BJJ is like grappling submission only. You know what I mean? So they have what you call it, tournaments all over the world for that kind of shit. It's really big, you know. And Muay Thai is too. But other than that, I think it's just mixed martial arts. But some of the real quality fighters from other organizations have went to that particular place, and one of them is the legendary Demetrius Johnson, also known as Mighty Mouse. And he was a UFC champion, and he lost his belt to Henry Cejudo, I think, in a decision that a lot of people think he won. It was super
controversial.
Yeah, super controversial. And he went over to ONE FC, where USADA is not a part of ONE FC. So they're not getting stringently tested for the juice, the magic juice. So a lot of people are
Okay.
incredible physiques. The rules are a little bit more raw. You can
Alright.
knee down opponents to the head. It's more like Pride.
Gotcha.
You know?
We'll backtrack.
And so he went over there, became the champ, even still being undersized. Dude doesn't take damage. Just an incredible fighter. And fought this dude probably like 6 months ago and got knocked out by a knee while he was on the ground, which is like a newer rule. So it was like something you could argue that he wasn't used to. He knew it was coming. You could tell he was just couldn't defend it. And so this was his chance to get his belt back and walk off KO, baby. Knock the dude off.
With a knee.
Knock the dude out with the knee. With the knee.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome fight. The other guy rocked him though. You know, you can definitely. He looks years ahead, like miles ahead of everybody he fights. This guy though, the kid he was fighting, he's fucking good. You know, he's really good, and he's got heavy hands. And I could say like Demetrius Johnson might be losing a step, but comparatively to everybody he fights, he's still steps ahead. You know what I mean? Maybe if he fought his old self, he's fast, and he just doesn't make mistakes. He just does everything right. You know what I mean? Jiminy. You know what I mean? But it's just, it was really fun to watch. Really cool. And then, as far as UFC goes, no UFC fights this last weekend.
Oh,
Took a week off. But
Labor Day.
Pretty sure old Khamzat Chimaev,
That this
however you
weekend?
say it, is going to be scrapping old Nate Diaz, right?
Is it this weekend?
It's coming up pretty quick. So we're gonna place that bet. I'm pretty sure it's this weekend. We're gonna place that bet or what?
I'm scared of that bet. No, it's the
What's
10th.
the odds
Next
again? Let's go
weekend.
over the odds. It was a 700. Oh, it's the
Next
10. I thought it was the. I think it was the 4.
Mm,
Okay.
I
So
don't
we got
know.
one more week to think it through. One more week to think it through. I'll let you off the hook on this one. We got one more week to think it through. What are they? So you said it's you bet $100, you win $700, right?
I don't know. Did we look at the odds of that already?
Oh yeah, we looked at him last week.
Are you sure?
We for sure looked at him. Yeah, Nate Diaz is a huge underdog.
Let me see real quick here. Martial arts, 279.
Yeah, it's the guy, Greg Hill. It's crazy how DJs
The odds aren't even up.
5 inches shorter than everyone, but never seems to have an issue with range.
There's not even odds.
Was it like a predicted thing that you looked at?
I thought it was another fight we were looking at.
Maybe it was.
I think it was the Usman fight we were looking at. I think.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Man, somebody had to win a lot of money on that one, huh?
Oh yeah. I wanted to, but I just been losing so much in fighting. I was like, I don't even want to bet.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the long shot too, and I mean, Usman dominated that whole fight.
Yeah.
He really did.
I would
You
have
really,
been
really did.
Yeah, if I had money on that, you know how crazy I would have been.
They're nuts.
Just
Nuts.
watching your money go down the drain for 4 rounds and then seeing a head kick just get all your money.
Yeah. Well, one other thing that I wanted to mention, and I think you actually noticed it earlier, but they announced that they're trying to make this Anderson Silva fight happen. So that's something to look forward to.
With who?
He's gonna be fighting one of the Paul brothers.
Jake Paul,
In
the one
fucking
that
boxing.
knocked out Tyron Woodley.
Oh man.
Yeah, you might actually see Jake Paul. Well, I mean, he's fighting another fucking 45-year-old guy, but
But
Dude,
Anderson can
Anderson's
bang.
been looking good in the ring lately. He's been fighting boxing too. He's got like 3 fights in boxing in the last 2.
knocked out Tito Ortiz cold in the first round. Knocked him out cold.
And then what? Chavez.
That took him. It took him what? He went the distance, and that one just beat his ass the whole time, didn't he?
I think so. Might even knock him out in the last round.
Did he? Cesar Chavez Jr. Yeah, Anderson looks great, and that's one thing
47
about
years old.
who Anderson.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. He didn't take damage, man. It's like Mighty Mouse. His fighting style is
Yeah.
very elusive. He didn't put himself in the fire. He let people strike, and he made a miss.
Just glanced at.
Yeah, he was much more showy. Whereas his Mighty Mouse they're definitely both a pleasure to watch, but it's completely different fighting styles.
Silva's 47 years old.
Yeah, 47.
And
That's
Jake
crazy.
Paul's what? 27?
Paul's pushing 30.
Somewhere around there.
Good 20-year gap. 20-year gap. No big deal.
Oh, Anderson fucks him up.
I think he can. I think he definitely can.
I think it's probably gonna be rigged. I know I'm a 1-note pony here, but
You're always a 1-0. Everything's rigged, Andy.
dude, this is the celebrity version of a fight. So this isn't even close to being.
Yeah, but
Like
sometimes you can
Ceena's gonna
shock
come
the
out with a
world.
hot take and say that the only real fights happen in hockey. That's what Rick Seaman says. But
When you
Hockey has some amazing fights. I'm not gonna dispute part of that statement, but
so you got hockey, UFC, fake shit like Silva versus fucking Paul.
Okay.
yeah, there's things you can do to rig a fight. But I think that if you're somebody who watches, who is an avid, enthusiast of combat sports, then you're gonna notice when something's up. Like it's for instance, like when you see a fight, like when Kimbo Slice fought Houston Alexander, everybody's like, bro, this fight's gonna be fucking lights out. These guys are gonna come in and they're gonna fucking bang, and nothing happened. They're like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, they must be scared of each other. And I'm like,
No,
maybe this is fucking the lamest shit ever. These dudes fight
it's a pay-
random people in their backyard for a living, but now all of a sudden they're afraid of each other. Like, I don't know, maybe, but there's a lot of fights that can't be rigged. You're just seeing
Yes.
motherfuckers just,
We shall have to wait and see.
yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's you could definitely shock the world even in a rigged fight.
Yeah.
So you catch somebody with a clean one when you're just messing around.
Yeah.
I've seen people just,
Yeah.
shadow boxing.
Oh, you said faint left. Oh shit.
And, yeah, I don't think it would be that choreographed. I think it would be more like a sparring match. If it's a rigged match like that, at that level of boxing, He's already an amateur.
It's not one of those you go down in the 5th kind of thing.
You're not fucking watching Muhammad Ali. You're watching Jake Paul. You don't expect him to
it's
be
even more
perfect.
choreographed.
You expect him to make mistakes. So if he's just sparring and he looks kind of like, oh, I'm fighting, or I landed some shots. Then, yeah, Mayweather took the money, but it didn't Mayweather fight the other brother?
Yeah.
Logan.
Logue.
Yeah, Logan's a decent boxer though too, right? But nowhere near the level of Mayweather. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
He was
That's
just so
crazy
big
stuff.
compared to him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of professional athletes and getting off the whole fight topic,
Yeah. Do we have our bets placed? Are we placing bets? Or
No,
we're
we
holding
don't
off.
have it.
till
we gotta
next
wait
week?
till next week.
We're holding off.
It's not open
All
yet.
right. Holding back
So-
the reins.
So jumping off of that, let's jump into another professional athlete here that I see on the board. What's the deal with Aaron Rodgers? Does that tie into this whole Joe Rogan thing that's up there?
Yeah. Joe Rogan's been on a hot one. He's had some hot guests. Have been spilling some
Like
some
good-looking?
beans.
How hot?
One such guest was Mark Zuckerberg. Basically, he said that the FBI told them to censor people. Straight up, you've got government interference of private companies.
Really?
And there you have to do some inferring because Zuckerberg is very lawyerish in his speaking, but you know exactly what that he's talking about, the Hunter Biden laptop, because that's what Joe Rogan is asking him about. That was an interesting one. And then not long after Zuckerberg was on, Aaron Rodgers was on, and just talking about going through like training camp during COVID and all the stuff that he went through during the pandemic and how the NFL treated the players that had made some alternative choices. And it was really striking that, you know, this is supposed to be it's not America's pastime, but it's one of them. And it was just a shame to hear how I'm just so done with that organization. Once again, I'm going to beat on the same note, dude. I'm just so fucking done with the NFL. And Aaron Rodgers basically proved it when he was talking about the way that he was treated by
So
the,
what are
that
some of the things?
organization.
Okay, hold on. What are some of the things that
They had to wear different wrist-colored wristbands. They had to practice in separate areas. If somebody got sick and they could trace it back to you, you had to be quarantined and you couldn't get paid. Like, there was just, he talked about all the different shaming mechanisms that they used to try and get people to undergo this experimental treatment. And once again, this is one guy's picture that he paints, but it just painted a picture of an organization that doesn't care about its players, especially one of its star players. He had to sit out a game and they lost.
I think that's been an argument for a long time in different aspects, in different ways, that the NFL is kind of greedy. It's money hungry.
And it's a monopoly, dude. Like, they don't own football. But once again, there's no other organization like this one FC is going to try and challenge UFC. UFC's almost got to the point where there's not too many.
One FC's
challengers.
big and it's overseas.
It's
like Japan.
overseas, so it's got
So
that.
it's
strength.
fucking rolling. And I can tell you that Rich Franklin, former UFC fighter and champion, middleweight champion, is, I think he's like the CEO or vice president of the company too. So he's a fucking smart guy, dude. He was a math teacher back in the day.
Mhm.
So and then he became the middleweight champion. Was still teaching math. Can you imagine that? Your math teacher is the middleweight champion of the world.
That's sick.
So shut up.
Yeah.
I had some pretty buff teachers, so I could imagine that.
Yeah. But Boyd was pretty jacked.
McKelvey sitting there like,
McKelvey was
this
buff
is
as
what
fuck
fucking
too.
Ukraine is.
Yeah, McKelvey is buff as shit too. Dude. Yeah, that fool was a nut.
Mhm.
I remember when he could do bird calls. He's from like Minnesota.
Yeah,
He's a Packer fan, right? No, he's a Viking fan.
Vikings.
He's a Viking fan. He's from Minnesota Vikings. So he could do bird calls. So he'd do like a couple, like legit, like high quality bird calls. And so he'd be doing some calls. And we're like, this fucking guy is good. He'd be like, all right, like, you know, I'm gonna do a few calls for you. He does like the first 3 or 4. He's like, all right, the last one's kind of hard for me to do, you know, like, so it's a moose call. So he's like, I gotta really focus. He's like, "Hey, Moose!" Like, and yells across the classroom. And you're like, this fucking guy, bro. Yes. I think about that all the time.
That's
It's pretty funny.
Probably 3 to 5 times a week.
Really? You probably were
Yeah.
just cracking up in class or what?
Yeah, it was a good time. Dude, I had that class with Derek Edgel, Eric Royce.
history classes are always fun. Man. That's
I can't really remember who else was in the class.
Did we always TP
Ton
at
of fun.
Royce's house?
No, we never really TP'd Eric Royce's house, did we?
Wasn't that any over there by Mitch, kinda? Off the lake? No?
He did live by Mitch. Maybe.
there may have been some shrapnel,
Maybe.
you know, that kind of
Maybe, allegedly.
just exploded outwardly.
I remember,
Mitch didn't live off
I
the
remember we
lake
got caught
either,
at that
though.
house once, I think. I think it was Eric's house.
No. No, we never got caught.
Someone chased us in Val Vista around for a little while.
That was for
Remember,
something.
they're like, "You're going to jail."
Going to jail for TV?
Yeah. Our friend's house. Like, what if they don't press charges?
Yeah, we used to get TV'd so much that we took a wire brush and we taped it to the end of like an extendable pole so we could fucking retrieve toilet paper.
Shit, different Saturday.
Yeah. Fuck, I remember that. You get woken up early on the weekend.
Yeah.
That's when you get pissed at your friends. Like, motherfuckers. That's why your parents do it. But
Yeah.
Dad definitely caught Pat TVing our house one time.
No,
Yeah.
wasn't me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was.
No,
Oh, yeah, it
so
was.
probably on the cameras. You guys just sit there and just freaking watch that camera all night long.
Caught Joey Cox, too. Dude's a straight cop now, allegedly.
Yeah. My brother caught Joey Cox and he thought it was me. My brother got close to oh shit. He was like home from college or something. I think they even shot him with an airsoft gun because they thought it was me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fucking
Jake.
strong.
Oh man. Oh, and then poor Tyndale.
Tyndale got it.
He always
Tyndale got it. We all got it.
We
That
all
was
got
part
it.
of the Great TP Wars of 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time, dude. Good time. Simpler time. Couldn't afford to do that nowadays.
Tyndale got
if
it
he-
a lot. Tyndale
Yeah.
got the worst. We only had
Yeah.
one tree, you know.
Yeah, you had
We
to get
murdered that
creative
tree,
with it.
though.
The lawn was fair game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forks.
Krummeyer got the lawn.
Krummeyer got the lawn too.
Yeah.
Krumhauser.
Remember when someone, and not us for sure, but someone used some kind of something to draw
Detergent.
to draw in his yard.
To draw a wiener.
This may
No,
or may
it
not
was-
have been a certain real person.
Pretty sure it was a pentagram.
Oh shit.
They're pretty religious folk over there. So
Yeah, they thought, oh, it was laundry detergent because they heard that when you do the sprinklers in the morning, it makes bubbles.
that's what it was. Huh?
But really, it just burns a pentagram in somebody's fucking grass. It killed the grass. Oh, it is brutal.
Good times. Good times.
So yeah, check out Joe Rogan. That's a good podcast. Almost as good as ours, where you can hear stories of our past
The times of yore.
gallivanting as young lads.
Gallivanting.
But you know, we're older men now, or wiser men.
Well,
Maybe a little philosophical now.
Now we just
Little
use
bit.
chalk
What
and
do you got?
draw on the sidewalk.
shoot me.
Oh.
What?
What?
What? You use
What?
chalk on the sidewalk?
Yeah. Don't you?
What do you write? Just the weird thing, like I'm watching.
Yeah.
Just like weird phrases.
Yeah.
Just walk around the city and
You doing like Newtonian physics and shit on there, or what?
Look out.
Maybe. I want to.
Check out this axis.
Danger lurks. Just write scary phrases along the sidewalk. Just,
Mm-hmm.
oh, be careful.
All right. Can do that. One second, I gotta pull this picture up real quick here.
I'm gonna write it.
Oh, we have a visual aid for us.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
visual aid, obviously.
Excellent.
All right, this is gonna be our new segment. It's called Psyched Out.
Do we need to come up with a graphic?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with a whole like little splash page that has like a little logo, and then I'm gonna have
Like
I'm gonna
a
record
brain.
myself going
Something like do like a brain that's like war or something.
Yeah. Okay. We can do
I like
that
it.
maybe.
Maybe
Yeah, man.
we could debate it next.
Got it. This is not
So-
going to be good when I blow this.
I'm a master debater.
Psyched out.
Fuck me. This is a terrible picture. How is it stick and still
Coolest
terrible?
new segment ever. Not putting it up on a pedestal at all.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Coolest
Way
new
cooler than
segment
Rocket or
ever.
not.
No, it's gonna happen. Okay, so it's called the trolley problem. Travis, I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
This is the new segment.
Yeah. So we're going over psychological questions that make us think a little bit, about
Okay.
moral
Okay.
compass.
Side down. Okay, I like
Okay,
this.
so
I thought
we
this- okay.
so we are the guy next to the lever up here at the top. The train is coming at these 5 individuals here. It is going to kill all 5 of the individuals.
I don't have a visual yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
So you see it now.
Okay, I got it.
Okay,
now.
so
I got it
you're
now.
the
Run
guy
me
with the
through it.
lever. There's a train going towards the 5
Oh,
people.
yeah.
It's gonna kill these 5 people, right? You have the power to pull this lever and divert the train to kill this one person. But in that act, you directly kill this individual, but you save 5 people on the other side.
Done.
What is your answer? Are you pulling the lever or not?
Yeah. Do I know who the person is? How far away are they?
I don't know how far away.
Do I know them? Do I know them?
I think the rule is you can't talk to any of them. Basically,
I don't want
You
to talk
can't-
to them. I want to see them.
You're isolated. You just have access to the lever. So
That
you
doesn't
can
make
either
any
pull
sense.
it or not pull it.
It's faulty. I have to be able to at least
See,
the
but if
5
you
people
don't,
I want.
if the
We can see them somehow.
I
Yeah,
can
either
see
on a
them, then I
screen-
pull it. If I know that it's not somebody that I know, like I pull it. Sorry, dude. That's the way it works. Though. There's 5 people there against your one. I would, if I was that one person, I wouldn't expect the trolley to not come my way. I would be like, "Fuck, man." Like that's the way it goes, dude. You're not.
But
You
then
hope
you
it
directly
doesn't.
killed that person. You killed
Yeah, but
them.
I
You have-
saved 5 people.
So you kind of saved,
You did directly save those 5 people.
but you directly also have murder on your hands.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
dude.
you do.
Yes. So
It's
so the
killing
argument
people
is
no matter
that
what.
if you don't touch the lever, those 5 people were gonna get killed. No matter what.
100%.
But by pulling the lever, that person, the one person who wasn't going to get killed, is now definitely going to get killed
Because of you.
because of your actions. So you are actually committing a murder. You're killing 1 to save 5.
Maybe.
No, definitely.
Maybe. No, it just depends on how you look at it. You're really not, though. You're really not.
No, because
I
I
didn't see
agree
that
with
guy.
Travis. I agree with you too. I would pull the lever myself, but I'm saying
But-
you still have
But
to
you
live
see
with
what
the
I'm
fact
saying?
that you
But
directly
no, but
murdered
you see
that
what
person.
I'm. But do you see what I'm saying? Like I didn't see him. You know what I'm saying?
No, you did.
Oh, you have a little.
You can't play
plausible
like that. All right,
liability.
this is not prison.
I didn't see him.
All right, dude, we get it.
I had a little flick in my eye. I thought it was the empty.
What guy?
Yeah, this is actually a pretty.
I'm a
It's
hero.
a pretty well studied experiment, right, in psychology, Andy boy.
Yeah, this would be more of a philosophical hypothetical.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Dude,
all in the
why
brain,
would you
so it's like
not-
psychology too, you know.
Yeah, psychology, but
Why would you not? There's only a few reasons that would stop me from doing this. One, if I couldn't see the people, which obviously, if I didn't see the people, I don't have the ability. I don't know anything about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna fucking be able to solve the problem or fix it or even help. But if you can actively see the people and you know that there's 5 people standing there that are gonna get hit by this train, and there's one, so like these 5 people are walking across the tracks, and then this one person is walking across the tracks, and you can fucking flick the lever that's just out in the open in the middle of nowhere with no protection over it, which is totally stupid, I might add. That this guy's just standing there on the side of the road, and there's just a fucking lever.
It's not
where you-
about the fucking logistics and the realism of it. It's about the mental
But
state.
it
and what you
always
would do.
is about the logistics.
No, you're
of
just
this.
too detail oriented. You just need to think about what the actual picture is trying to say and what you're trying.
But that's
you already
not the
went-
way life is.
Okay,
that's not the
that's-
way it is.
you're-
So my choice is kill one dude rather than 5.
Yeah, me too. What would you do,
Yeah, I
Andy?
mean-
Are you passively saying I'm not killing anybody? That train fucked up.
So I actually kind of agree with Travis, and I've got kind of a long-winded answer to this
Well, win me, dude.
conundrum, because this is a hypothetical that's supposed to boil your basic philosophies down into 2 separate core philosophies: the philosophy of utilitarianism, which is the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, versus what you would call deontology, which is having like a strict moral belief. So somebody who's a deontologist would
Won't
say,
kill, yeah.
I can't kill. It's against my religion to kill. I can't pull the lever.
That's some pussy shit.
Where as a person who's a utilitarian is going to say the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So you have to pull the lever because that's the moral obligation.
You don't have to.
If you're according to that moral philosophy. Although I agree with you that this is a hypothetical that I don't like because it sets up what you would basically call an unwinnable scenario. And because, like you said, the details have to matter, and you have to
Because
set
I was
up
calling him
such,
a murderer once
such
he did pull the
a
lever.
ridiculous thing. No, you have to set up such a ridiculous notion that you can't possibly save the people.
Yeah.
And so this is like Captain Kirk. This is
You're like,
what you would
"Hey."
call in Star Trek. In Star, yeah, you can't
Steps out of
fucking
the-
yell to them. You can't. Oh, you're trapped in a box. Like you have to create like a Riddler style thing. It's a ridiculous
like
kind of
these
premise at its
questions, though.
face because
What do you think?
and I'll in Star Trek they would call this a Kobayashi Maru. It's an unwinnable scenario. You have to do what the game wants you to do. But Captain Kirk says, I don't believe in an unwinnable scenario. I don't believe in a no-win scenario. So what he does is he goes into this game and reprograms the game so that he can win. And they say, well, you didn't beat the game because you had to change the game in order to beat it. And he said, I couldn't beat your game because of the rules of the game. By breaking the rules, I beat the game. Because you're setting up an unwinnable scenario. It's the argument like putting a monkey in front of a typewriter, you'll eventually get Shakespeare. It's like, no, you won't, because it's impossible. You could never set up a monkey
It would happen, Andy.
long enough. It would never happen.
What if they had a robotic monkey, dude?
Then it's not a monkey.
It's not a
But
monkey.
then-
And it's not a monkey.
But they put a heart in him and it has a conscience.
So what you're saying is it's in the
That's it.
details.
Mhm.
Which, speaking of details, real quick, who drew this up? Because what the fuck's going on with the two different sized doors on the trolley?
One's for
Why is one
One's a handicap access.
Yeah, one has a
label
wheelchair.
it, dude? That's illegal. You know?
All right.
Yeah. No, that's kind of how it is on a lot of
I
those
like
ones,
it.
the rear one.
I like it. I like what it does, and
Mhm.
I like where you're inferring. But I like to be an argumentative person, and I think if all things considered, I definitely take out the one individual over the five.
I think it would have to come down to the moment.
Be in the moment.
In the moment. Because all of these theoretical postulations, you
Hit the
never
brakes.
know. You can never know what the... Like, yeah, you can't throw something out into the tracks. You have no access. Like, it's one of these...
Yeah, what if you
Unwinnable
derail
scenarios
the
that I
tracks and it goes into a building and kills a whole family?
Well,
with
that's what I'm
kids,
saying.
dude,
So
like,
then you're
Perhaps.
So I could have just killed that one guy.
yeah, now you killed babies.
Yeah.
Uh,
But lo and behold, after that one guy, like 5 miles down the track, there's just a whole fucking car full of.
I tend not to go towards the utilitarianism route, though, because the whole concept of the ends justify the means, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. You basically discover that there's no line you won't cross
Yeah.
in order to get the ends that you believe. So I would kill 100 to save 1,000. I'd kill 1,000 to save 1,000,000. I'd kill 1,000,000,000 to save 1,000,000,000.
What if
1,000,000,000
all
to save
5 of those
5,000,000,000.
people had blue hair and
It gets to a certain point where you just let them go and you start over.
what if all
Yeah,
5
what-
people had blue hair and then the other person was a hard-working citizen,
I didn't see the
You
train
had 5
or the lever.
snowflakes on one side, and then you
Yeah.
had one hard-working fucking construction
Yeah.
worker on the other side.
Mhm.
Are you pulling that lever or not? Are you letting the 5 fucking blue spiked-haired
Mhm.
people? Okay, what's going on? You taking a picture of yourself?
No, I'm filming the accident.
Filming that. Oh, that's what you're doing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Watch as these people are about to get smashed. This is
It's all
going on
going
TikTok.
viral, baby.
What if one of the 5
Yeah.
is still killer and a lone person may cure a disease? Ooh.
And if I may go on a second, this is the problem with utilitarian thinking too, is it always presupposes that you can tell the future, that you know what the outcome is going to be from an action. You really don't. And this is brilliantly told through a classical Chinese tale. If you guys,
Well, I
want
was just trying to start a
Move on.
conversation. Andy.
indulge me.
Move on. Well, this is what you started. It's a good
This is what you.
conversation.
This is the conversation, bitch. Welcome to it.
Yeah, welcome to fucking.
Shit.
Welcome to fucking opening
What
Pandora's
a
fucking
fucking
tight box,
what a
dude.
first segment of psyched out.
Psyched out, bro.
Society.
Yeah. So the problem I have with utilitarianism takes us all the way back to once upon a time in China. There was a farmer who had a horse. It was a workhorse, and one evening there was a storm, and the horse ran away. So the farmer goes into town the next night, and has some beers with the other farmers and tells them what happened. They're like, "Oh man, that's just rotten luck." Farmer says, "Maybe." Maybe? What are you talking about, fool? So week passes by, the farmer and his son doing all the work, and one day the horse returns with 6 wild horses following behind. So he goes back into town the next night, tells the other farmers, like, "Dude, that is crazy good luck." Farmer says, "Maybe." Like, maybe? This guy's nuts. So then, this guy's insane. That following week, as his son is breaking in the new horses, his son is thrown from one of the horses, breaks his femur in half. He'll never walk right again. Goes into town the next night, tells the other farmers, like, "It's bad luck, bro." Takes a sip, maybe. Like, this fucking guy, what the? Well, next week,
So cool.
war breaks out. And the government sends around soldiers conscripting all the young men into the army. But they pass up the young farmer's son because of his leg. And then the next night, all the other farmers are sad, and they turn to him and say, "You're a lucky man that your son didn't get taken away." He says,
Maybe.
"Maybe." You don't know the future. And look at all of the events that had to play out in order for that to happen. The horse had to run away, had to come back with the wild horses. He had to get bucked. There had to be a war. You can never figure out what's going to be the consequences of your actions. So it's got to be in the moment. You got to act with your heart.
Well, I know if I punch a cop, I'll probably go to
Maybe.
jail.
Well, if that's acting within your heart in the moment, then yeah, you're going to reap
I'm
some
just saying, I
consequences.
can predict that outcome.
But maybe that's maybe that's when you turn your life around and find Jesus.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
You don't know, dude. Maybe.
When I punch a cop,
Maybe.
I'm not gonna punch
You get
a
put
cop.
you get put in a cell with some guy who
Maybe say a hell in a cell.
a hell in a cell,
You know what I mean?
some Undertaker like guy.
I'm gonna go on that 60 Days In show, dude. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna quit my job and go on that show. See if I can make it. You boys watch me get stabbed on A&E.
Yeah.
Be sick.
I'll watch
huh?
it.
Yeah, I watch
I
it.
get
Yeah, I'll
support.
watch your ass get
I
stabbed.
get support. I'll be like, Pat, look out!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's fucking you over. They're playing something behind your back and you can't even see it.
I think he's zigging me. Should have zagged.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I like the trolley problem.
Yeah.
I killed the one dude. So conspiracy.
Yeah. We've got some deep psychological, philosophical problems going on, but we've got some deep questions, other deep questions going on in this realm.
How deep?
6 balls deep, I'd say.
What?
And that was like 7 balls deep. Is that 17? I thought that we could. Oh, Patty Boy's going somewhere.
I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. We're on the delay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about covering things like the Galactic Federation, and this is like just there's too much information. So I think, much like the government is doing, we're going to do a slow drip of our disclosure when it comes to the alien and the alien life forms that exist. And according to top intelligence officials and former heads of like aeronautics and astronautics, there are apparently thousands of ET races that exist.
What?
Yes. Thousands.
BT races.
ET, extraterrestrial.
Oh, ET
ET
races.
races.
Oh yeah.
Who said this?
I'm forgetting his name right now, but if you just Google ex-Israeli head astronomer or head of space intelligence, basically,
Soldier
he's like an
speaks out.
87-year-old guy, high up in military intelligence of Israel, who basically came out and said, I'm old, I've done my time, I've got enough credibility, and I'm at the point where I think I can say this stuff and be kind of somewhat taken seriously.
You might already know.
He's one that people point to, but he claims there are thousands. So I think if we're going to start investigating the aliens, we just got to start one by one, and you start with what's most familiar, and I think that's the Greys, the little gray aliens.
Is it the little grays or the big grays?
Well, yeah, that's the question. So what do you guys know about the Greys? Do you have any thoughts or theories on the Greys? Is it something you think about, or they weird you out?
It's been probably like a year and a half since I even looked into that at all, and it was a very short period of time. It was kind of in the process of looking into other things. So the one thing that I do remember is that there were like two separate groups, and it was almost like the thought was that they chose different paths, and that maybe they came back to observe us. Is that am I remembering correctly?
There's a lot of information out there, and a lot of it's contradictory because it's people's testimonies. A lot of these testimonies that are brought back through like hypnosis, because people really remember bits and pieces. And so, yeah, some people remember small aliens, some people remember tall, slender ones, and some are able to communicate.
Roswell.
Hot?
Is it Roswell?
Oh, Roswell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roswell, I believe, was a Gray. And Bob Lazar said that he thought he saw one as he was passing through Area 51 when he worked at S4. He said he was walking by a window and he saw something like sitting on a chair that looked just kind of small and strange to his eye. Then it's just a flash. And then he also saw some documents that said that the craft that he was working on and that the beings who flew the craft were from Zeta Reticuli. But he wasn't sure if he was very clear-headed and level-headed about this whole thing. And
Is
he
that
wasn't
a
sure
galaxy or something? Or?
yeah, it's a star system, I think, in a distant galaxy.
Wow.
But
Really?
yeah,
And that was already an established thing. Zeta Reticuli.
Zeta Reticuli is definitely a thing.
Okay,
it's
even
a
at
star
that
system.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he wasn't sure if they put those documents there for him to see so that he would go out and tell people because it was bullshit, and then they would be able to know it's him that leaked it. Because this is one of the things that they do, the government does disseminate false information to try and trace back where it comes from. It's like, oh, if you're talking about that, then
You're compromised.
compromise kind of thing. Yeah. And you can't be trusted. So, yeah, Bob Lazar's stories.
That's why it's best to lie about everything, because then you don't even never know. You never know, dude, when the government might be testing you.
What about you, Patty Boy? Do you have any thoughts or feelings on the Greys?
I don't know the specifics about the Greys, but I have a lot of thoughts on aliens in general.
Mm-hmm.
And what this Israeli just came out and said that they had information and they know for
Yeah,
the fact that they're out there.
That was his slow drip, basically saying because of our monitoring, we estimate that there are thousands.
Can you know the books of Alexandria?
The books of Alexandria.
What is
Or
that?
is it Alexander or Alexandria?
Well, that's two totally different things.
I think there's something like
It
that.
sounds
It's about,
familiar.
about like I think outer space and UFOs from like documented history, but then it got lost or something like that. Some ancient book.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was the Library of Alexandria, which was like
Oh, maybe that was it.
classical library that was burned to the ground. That some people say just was like the modern day or the classical version of the internet had all of the world's knowledge of like all
Probably
the
that.
Atlantis stuff.
I wonder why it was burned to the ground.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
By a lightning bolt.
But,
Yeah.
God.
God just
Or maybe the Greys.
I'm
They
just
didn't want us to
or
know.
I'm just some asshole arsonist. You know what I mean?
My dad's theory has always been that they're us from the future. Like if you take human beings and you just like kind of mix them over time, and you put them in low light conditions where they don't exercise much, their heads are going to get bigger, their muscles are going to get smaller, the colors are going to become more neutral, and especially if we go underground or something, the eyes are going to get bigger, and that basically they're us from the future, kind of observing themselves.
So is that like the general consensus of the Greys, that they have like larger heads and big eyes and shit? It's like the
Big
stereotypical like alien
Yeah.
that you would see in a
Yeah.
Hollywood film. I wonder. That's weird how they just came up with that. Like, if you had never showed me like an alien before, and you were just like, "What do you think an alien is?"
Mhm.
Do you think I just nail it? Like, you
Well,
think I
that's
just
what I
be like,
think
they probably
Roswell-
have like a big head and then like eyes, like big eyes, like, and then I'm gonna make movies about it, and then I'll say, "Whoa,
Mhm.
No, Roswell was
Weird,
supposed before
right?
all the movies, right?
Roswell's 1947.
And so like, I don't think they had aliens. They don't have Greys
So-
in movies at that time. I don't think.
No, but you have tons of sci-fi movies exploding
see
in
what
the 50s
I'm-
after that.
do you see what I'm saying?" That.
Well, they're not in the
So
movies.
they don't.
yet.
Yeah, they're not in the movies yet, and then all of a sudden, Pat, a UFO lands, and everybody just has this like general consensus of what an alien should look like. That's in all the sci-fi.
Mhm.
It's all the action figures for like even to this day. Like when you think of fucking an alien, you get like the first thing you think of is like a big-headed green, like fucking big eye,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden it's accurate.
So you think they planned Roswell so that they can?
No,
Tell
I'm saying I
people
think
what
that
aliens look
people,
like.
I think that information is leaked, and it's just like constantly, like the more people know what's going on
Okay.
than
Mhm.
like the everyday person. You know, you see this in tons of films, like things that are precursors to things that will happen, or even like after the fact.
Mhm.
That's pretty. It's pretty interesting that everyone just seemed to have this idea of what an alien should look like.
Yeah.
You know?
So there's a lot of ways you can go with it. There's the idea that they did show up, and because of things like Operation Mockingbird, the government has been in league with media to try and slow dose people with the ideas that aliens are real. This is kind of what they look like. This is what they do, and it's a conditioning of sorts to get us prepped for
Yeah.
the eventual disclosure that it's not
I
just
can
in
see that.
movies. Or like you could also say they're prepping us to create this figment of some sort. But the problem is a lot of these people that say they have missing time or they had an encounter and they remember it. They remember the gray aliens. Like they're one of the most common
Yeah.
versions that people
But
encounter.
is that because everyone knows that it's the most common one? So if you want
Is
to
it
be
a
somebody who
psychological thing?
remembers like some shit, you're like, that's what I remember. Like, even if you're fucking just want to be like in a documentary about that shit, you're like, no, I totally was abducted, man, by the Greys. Yeah, the Greys for me too, dude.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know. There's a lot of skepticism. I definitely think it's I think it's a real thing, you know, aliens and like
Phenomenon.
other life forms. Like, it's definitely a phenomenon. But
People
I just,
getting abducted and stuff.
I don't know about, I don't know. I mean, probably the technology's so much, so like, it's got to be different levels. There's probably aliens on some planets that are far behind us. There's probably like if you believe in like the solar system and galaxies and like the whole space theory and all that shit, which I don't know, like that's the way I grew up learning. It makes a lot of sense. I look up, there's a lot of I've had telescopes throughout my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at shit, like it's there, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like, you know.
And if they're that advanced, if they don't want to be found, they're probably
Yeah, dude. Like, if you're looking at shit, there's probably planets. If there's that much other shit going on, there's got to be other life forms, like multiple.
But the nearest thing, like Zeta Reticuli, is so damn far away that there's no way they're getting here on rockets.
No, they have to be so much further advanced than we are. 100%. But there's probably other places that are like far behind us. Maybe they haven't even got to that point yet. Maybe some of the planets in our solar system like haven't got to that point in their evolution yet. Like where they're just still like forming bacteria or things like that, and the planet's changing, and all of a sudden it's like shifting.
Well, Mars had an atmosphere
Yeah, I
that
mean-
had life on it, like they'd be damn sure.
Yeah.
That's a dead planet that used to be alive.
That's what they think it is.
Yeah.
What makes them think that?
I think because of what the rovers discovered in the soil, and then plus there's some weird structures on there too. Like they found some pyramids. I mean, buried under. Like they're still finding pyramids on Earth that they're discovering them in 2022. That there's big giant mounds that are overgrown, and people are like that hill sort of looks unnatural, and they're unearthing it, and it's a fucking ziggurat from like 2,000 years ago down in South America. There's
Weird.
nature can cover some pretty interesting shit up very
Yeah.
quickly.
Put some trees and shit up there, and all of a sudden it don't look like a
Nothing
pyramid.
was here, bro.
Yeah. Pretty crazy, huh? Pretty crazy. The Amazonian Graham Hancock talks about that shit. He's been on Rogan's podcast a few times. He talks about the unearthing of, the Amazonian colonies that are down there, the things that they're discovering.
Yeah.
They thought it was inhabitable, such dense jungle and rainforest, and they're finding like straight evidence of massive cities.
Massive
They think that maybe
civilizations
it
that
was-
predate even some Egyptian stuff. Some
Yeah,
of the
almost like
oldest
trade
stuff.
centers. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's pretty nuts to think about.
Mhm.
You know? Pretty neat.
If you want to go down the rabbit hole, allegedly the Nazis made a deal with the aliens and are working together down in Antarctica.
Yeah, in that place where you
Heard
can't
about
see
that.
it on Google Maps, huh?
Mm-hmm. And that the U.S. led an expedition after World War II down there, and
Hell
they were
yeah.
fought off. And that Dwight Eisenhower in the 50s made a deal because they couldn't beat the aliens. Made a deal that saying like we can coexist, and you're allowed to abduct some people.
Good, abduct me.
So some of those stories people don't have a really good time.
Really?
Yeah, because you're completely powerless. Like they paralyze you, and this is what's odd too. Is
Stick
a lot of the
stuff up your
stories are similar. Like a lot of people say that the light hits them from the craft, and then they'll feel like a metallic sensation in their mouth, and they can't move. And then, like a split second later, they're in the craft, like, floating along. It's bizarre shit, but I don't know if it's anything you necessarily want to be doing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, Pat said stick stuff up your butt. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's classic, dude.
that's
Oh,
classic,
yeah.
and that's been around for a long time.
They definitely probably probe you. Then why would they even talk about that?
Yeah.
You're getting fucking some shit. You better hope it's not one of those big probes. Or maybe, like, I don't know, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the ways that if you want to extract semen from a cow is that you can put like a cattle product up their ass and shock the prostate.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
yeah, I
So
wish
You
that
do
could
that
happen
with
to me.
humans. It's road trip status, dude.
Road trip status.
Yeah, it's just
so
straight
they're
fucking-
most likely taking genetic material
Yeah.
from human beings that way
Yeah.
to the probing. So they're cloners of some kind, or that lends into the idea that they're us from the future trying to like backtrack their DNA to figure out, like you said, there's a couple splits where their evolution they took different paths, and that they're basically trying to crack the code of
Yeah, I'll take a probe.
their genetic history. You'll take a probe?
Yeah. It's okay. Just to
What a
see-
crazy
just
thing to
one
think
time.
about. Oh, dude. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't need to trigger my prostate. I'll just fucking get out of the way.
It's just it's a light
Don't-
vibration. not
Don't
a-
shove nothing up my ass. I'll do it myself.
I'll
Give
do-
me
I
a
got
bathroom. Give me a bathroom in 5 minutes.
One thing in your favorite pat is they're supposed to be like maybe 4 feet tall, so you can probably take
Malnourished too.
quite a few of them.
Yeah, right, dude. Their technology is probably so advanced. They just paralyze you and put you in their shit. Then
And
you
then
could just
shove
fight
stuff up your
them.
butt. That sucks.
Malnourished too. They're like
Yeah.
4 foot tall Ethiopians.
Yeah, I
dude.
just kick them like a football. Kick their heads like a football.
Just like fucking skeletons running around.
Yeah, with heavy
That's-
heads.
Yeah, that's terrible.
They're probably picking up this broadcast right now, dude.
Yeah, we're fucked.
So, I drive to work early in the morning too.
Yeah.
Perfect time for that.
Flashing light. You have
I'm not
missing
looking, dude.
time. Yeah, just don't look.
Yeah.
I farted. That's what I yell it. Is
I
that
farted.
not now? You don't want this problem. Well, yeah. So the Greys, look into them, see what you think. Pretty trippy, you know, extraterrestrials. That whole get up.
Terranium.
What's this last thing I see on there? What's this DC Comics situation?
Oh, we've got a pretty interesting case of, I'm a comic book guy, and DC Comics has been pooping the bed a little bit. And
Oh, yeah.
we have a big old case of Get Woke, Go Broke coming from Batgirl.
Why?
So Warner Brothers straight up canceled this movie. They filmed the whole thing. They did test screenings. They brought Michael Keaton back to play Batman to like mentor Batgirl. They did test screenings and they said it tested so bad that they're not going to release the movie.
Oh, really?
$70 million loss,
That's crazy.
and they're going to have a
So why does
post
it go broke, or why does it go woke?
apparently it was woke as fuck, and this was part of the Ginger side too, where they took a redhead character and they cast her as a Latina X.
Yeah,
Well,
what?
Oh,
Latin?
So they
this
did
is
a-
that movie?
They did a race
You
swap.
have to call him Latin X. Are you kidding me?
Uh-huh.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So I guess it was woke as fuck, all about identity politics and Batgirl being the strong woman, and they said it was fucking so bad that they're not going to release it, and they're going to have like some funeral screenings on the Warner Brothers lot for people who were in the movie only, and then they're going to fucking lock it in a vault.
So they did the whole movie. They're gonna lock it in a vault.
That's how fucking bad Batgirl was, dude.
Really?
Pretty insane. I'm glad.
Who was the redhead that they suicided?
Well, it was Barbara Gordon.
Oh,
Just the
Barbara
character.
Gordon.
Yeah. But
Oh, Batgirl. I'm
Batgirl,
thinking
yeah.
Catwoman. I don't know why.
no, it's
yeah,
Batgirl.
So they made her a
Latina.
Hispanic.
Yeah.
Really, that's interesting. So what was
Spicy.
fucking Commissioner Gordon was like a Mexican dude?
I guess.
Do you have
Fuck
Poncho?
yeah. Hell yeah.
They went real stereotypical with it. I think that was part of the woke. You know, they treat people like props, but
Fuck yeah.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. And then the guy who plays the Flash, Ezra Miller, he may or may not be the leader of a cult. We don't know about that
Why is
So-
that?
because like the parents of this girl are suing him for maybe kidnapping her and brainwashing her to like being some environmentalist.
It's like the dude from fucking. Oh my god, my brain. I don't know.
30 Seconds to Mars?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, dude. Apparently, this is a thing where Hollywood guys just fucking start cults. I don't know.
It is me, Commissioner Gordon. nice to meet you.
Hell yeah.
Where are the drugs going?
Where's Rachel?
Where is she? Yeah, dude, it's double whammy. So they lost Batgirl, and they might be firing the Flash for, and he's like assaulting women and shit. Oh, and he's a they them. Shit, I already fucked up.
Well, he was
They
cool.
is a they them.
Well, he was cool, and he was cool when he was assaulting women, but now he's not. You know?
Yeah.
Because we're toxic
crazy.
masculinity. That's what we are, fellas.
Yeah, he was out of there in a flash. So.
Yeah. Gotta quinceanera to get to.
He had a quinceañera.
It was dark, but he had a green lantern.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm about to fall asleep, boys.
Yeah,
That's a wrap.
that's it.
We're
It's a
wrapping
metaphorical
it.
wrap,
we
dude.
wrap it up. We're always
Mhm.
protective.
Yeah, dude, we went 6 balls deep tonight, boys. Man, we gotta say, episode 47. We appreciate you guys' support. We appreciate you guys always stopping by, tuning in. We had some cool things to talk about. Some great things. You know, what's your best job? What's your worst job? You know, what's going on with electric vehicles? And Thai food, what's up with that?
It's good.
Bring back the Batgirl,
Bring back
but not that girl. We dove 6 balls. Easy. 6 balls.